farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know, morons.
That, of course, Gene Wilder as the Waco Kid, and has been widely reported. Gene Wilder ad-libbed that little morons line there, and Cleavon Little. They just couldn't help themselves from breaking up. That is the latest news. We've got traffic and weather coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. We have no reports of accidents or breakdowns. However, we do have congestion building at 5 minutes past 3 o'clock on this Friday. First of all, just past Brick Church Pike up on 24 West as you head toward Clarksville. Looks like a trooper's got somebody pulled over, and of course everybody has to slow down and look at it, so that is causing a little bit of congestion there. Also, more congestion all around the north loop of, around 65, I-65 around Rosa Parks. We're seeing the congestion there. And, of course, on 440, it's starting to get thick, 440 eastbound as you head toward 24. I'm Jay Harper.
Hello, kids. Welcome, one and all. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show underway for another day just after 6 o'clock. Just after 3 o'clock, 6 minutes after 3 o'clock. I wish it was after 6 o'clock. Then we'd be well on our way to the weekend. But it is 3:07 now on Super Talk 99.7 WTN and all throughout the Central Time Zone. We appreciate you being with us on a variety of different platforms. Of course, the radio dial 99.7 FM. Tune in, iHeart, Spotify, our own app, SuperTalk 99.7 WTN, and then Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. It is episode 1065 of our get-togethers on SuperTalk, and I appreciate almost every single one of them. I love these days more than most. Let me tell you, we are in God's country at Timms Ford Lake in beautiful Twin Creeks Marina, just outside of Winchester, Tennessee. Are we technically in Winchester? We are in Winchester, Tennessee, I'm told. And I'm told by pretty good authority, and that would be the mayor of Winchester, who's going to be on the radio with me coming up, whether he likes it or not, in just a couple of minutes. I've been asked, for old time's sake, so we've been doing this. Is this our third season? Yeah. This is third, because we started when I was still on noon to 3. We did that for a season. Kirby and I have been here every time I've been here. Kirb's been with me. Jackson is actually here today, believe it or not. Hey, Jackson.
I'm so excited to be at Twin Creeks, as you said yesterday, so eloquently.
My tongue's doing better, Jackson. Thanks for asking.
We're at I love it here. I think we should do the show every day from out here.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Although I've been told I'm not allowed to stay past sundown.
I have placed that request with the mayor of Winchester, and he said that he's sending it to committee.
It's summer study.
Yeah, it's going to go to summer study, and we're going to figure out whether or not you're allowed to say after. He has indicated to me that as long as you have a chaperone, he might be fine with it. So I think that's me, believe it or not. No, but I've been asked. So whether it's 3 or 4 years, I think it's certainly 3. For old time's sake, 4460 has asked that I refer to the lake as Tim Ford's Lake for about the first hour of the show. Remember the first time we were here? So for those who don't remember, the first time I was here. So in my defense, I didn't know. I mean, I thought there was a guy by the name of Tim Ford, and he had this master plan to build a lake. And they named it after him, and it was Tim Ford's Lake. That's what I thought. Now, I understand that a ford is a way to traverse a river. It's a spot on a river where you can traverse that, yada, yada, yada. So y'all just imagine, if you will, that Matt Murphy has very little technology in front of him on the marina, on the dock at Twin Creeks Marina, and he's sitting here, and for the better part of an hour, y'all come see us at Tim Ford's Lake. Y'all come see us at Tim Ford's Lake. And there was no way for people to communicate with me. I did not have my text line up and running. So about 45 minutes into the show, a woman comes down the dock, and she comes onto the platform at Twin Creeks Marina, and she stands in front of my table looking very, very agitated. I mean, looking very concerned and annoyed.
How I look every day?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the look.
But you see, people, this is what the transplants are doing to us.
Oh, dear.
Us native Nashvillians, us native Tennesseans that have called this state home since the great year of our Lord, 1999.
Whoa. December and 30, right?
December 30th of 99. Just barely squeaked into the 90s. Best 2 days of the 90s, in my opinion. But this is what they're doing. They're killing the goose that lays the golden egg.
Well, wait.
It's these people from Alabama or Thompson, Georgia.
T-H-O-M-S-O-N, no P in Thompson.
I heard this guy lived in Connecticut at some time.
I did.
I wonder what happened there.
It's a fact. They ran me out of town. Out of the state, as a matter of fact. Couldn't get out of there quick enough. I'm on the record as saying that I lived in Connecticut for 9 months. And if you only have 9 months to live, move to Connecticut. You remember why?
By the end of it, you'll want to die.
By the end of it, you'll want to die. So this lady's sitting in front of me at the table, standing in front of me at the table, and she's like kind of tapping her foot, and I can tell she wants to talk to me something fierce. And I get off air, and I was like, hello, how are you? My name's Matt. And she didn't even introduce herself. She said, for the love of God, it's Tim's Ford. It's not Tim Ford's. And then, so afterwards, I pulled up the text line that I did not have pulled up, and there's about 187 messages. Would you stop saying Tim Ford's? Anyway, so I know better now. I need to correct myself. There was the time you showed up and Kirby didn't. Well, no, that wasn't Kirby's fault. 4460, you've been listening for a hot minute. That was not Kirby's fault. That was a scheduled remote that had been canceled, and nobody ever told me that it had been canceled.
You drove all the way out here?
Yeah. Yeah. It was 2 o'clock. I'm like, Curb, what's going on? Where are you at? And he goes, bro, that's been canceled. That was canceled a week and a half ago. I was like, when was somebody going to tell me? They actually didn't cancel it. They moved it a week or something like that. And so, yeah, I was sitting out here all by my lonesome, drove back home about 100 miles an hour.
So did you make it in time for the show?
No.
Not even close.
Cameron Smith was filling in. I was doing the afternoons, but I don't think Brian was off air yet. I was in for Brian. Cameron was in for me, and Cameron stayed over for about an hour. I was an hour late to the show. And I was
an hour late to your own show.
To my own show. So Joshua was like, bruh, you had a cell phone. It's a Fjord. No, it's not a Fjord. It's a Ford. I looked this up. A Fjord is a different thing. I've been down this rabbit hole before. What is your name? 1563. I've been down this rabbit hole before, and I'm going to do it again, just so that everybody. A fjord is a long, deep, narrow sea inlet. It is typically found in a steep U-shaped valley carved by ancient glaciers that have since retreated, allowing ocean water to flood the valley floor. Fjords, that's F-J-O-R-D-S, are renowned for their dramatic towering cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and reflective deep waters. Now,
where's that?
I would suggest to you that that's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's beautiful out here, but this ain't that.
Yeah.
And that ain't this. A ford is a way to navigate a river. It's a crossing on a river.
Oh, I thought it was a car.
It is also a car. Which is
Kirby wasn't amused with that one.
I didn't like that.
Not all of them are going to be hits, home runs, Kirby. Sometimes you got to hit a single.
So, and sometimes you have to strike out. Sometimes you get hit by a pitch. So a ford is a way to is a crossing across the river, and Tim is not the first name of the family; it's the last name of the family. So the Tim's family had a ford across a river. That I don't know what river is it? The Elk. Okay, it's the Elk River, and so it was a common place that people way back in the day would cross over the river, and I assume the Tim's family charged a little something. I don't know. I mean, I would have. I mean, if you're going to come on my property crossing my river, let's go. Let's get a little something going on. But one way or the other, it was known as Tim's Ford and on the Elk River, and when they dammed it up and made a lake, lo and behold, they called it Tim's Ford Lake. And that's all I know about the name of Tim's Ford Lake. I know more about this lake's name than any person that mispronounced it for the first hour of actually being here than anybody else that y'all know in your life. And that is the end of that story. TB says Norway, by the way, Jackson. Fjords.
The fjords?
Yeah. Yeah, this is America, and we do the hard J, so that's a fjord. I like it. Yes, the fjords are out in Norway.
Do they serve fajitas down in the fjords?
They serve Vegetas.
Fajitas.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. So we've got, believe it or not, stuff to do on the show today. We will have the mayor of Winchester on. I'm very excited about this. Sean Crabtree is going to join us. He's been mayor since 2023, and I want to talk to him about the growing metropolitan area that is Winchester, Tennessee. You've not been to downtown. Downtown's very cool. Winchester's got a lot of good things going on.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did you drive through there?
Yeah, we ate there when I came down here for
that's right.
3HL's producer on our sister station, Joseph's bachelor party. We came down here.
You were at Tim's Ford.
Tim's Ford Lake.
Not to be confused with Tim's Fjord.
Yes.
Or his Buick.
Or his Chevy.
Where did y'all eat? Do you remember? Was it beside the movie theater?
I believe so. I saw the movie theater.
Because it has been advised to me. What's the name? Philo's. It's been advised to me that if we get away from drafts and watercrafts, which I don't know if that's going to happen or not because Scotty serves such good food, a place to go would be Philo's downtown. All right, so Keith writes in and says, I thought a Ford was what you used to pull a Chevrolet. You know, when I got rid of my I love Ford and Chevrolet jokes. When I had a Ford F-150 for a while, and I had to upgrade to a GMC because, one, I wanted a better truck, and two, I needed something that could pull 10,000 pounds. And so I got a 2500. And my brother, who is a mechanic all his life, told me, he said, man, you need to, he said, before you buy that GMC, you need to look into these new Ford F-150s. And I was like, why would I do that? And he said, well, haven't you heard they're running a promotion where if you buy a new Ford F-150, they give you a puppy? And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. If you buy a new F-150, they give you a free puppy. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, they give you a puppy because they want you to have something to walk home with. Hey, see when it breaks down? Get that? Those are the jokes. All right. There's some action in Washington, D.C. that we're going to discuss. No real activity on the SAVE Act. The Senate GOP is, trying to figure it out, folks. And I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Senate Republicans are scrambling for a strategy to try to pass the SAVE Act. Donald Trump's kind of digging his feet in, saying, look, if y'all aren't going to do your job, how about I don't do my job either? You know what? And I don't blame the President of the United States on this front. It's like, I'm doing all the heavy lifting. I'm passing these executive orders with the expectation they're going to get codified by the United States Congress. And, the House of Representatives, say what you will about Mike Johnson, and I had my doubts at the time. Mike Johnson is working with like a 2-vote majority, and he's getting every damn thing passed in the House of Representatives. But it goes over to the Senate and just sits there and dies because guess what? Those 80-year-old octogenarians don't want to work for a living. I mean, they don't. If they wanted to work, they would take their butts into the Senate chamber and they would do a talk and filibuster. And if the Democrats want to filibuster legislation, make them stand up there and talk about it. Instead, they all go home. They say, hey, we're going to do a filibuster. And the Republicans go, oh, you guys are going to. I mean, I'm not making this up, y'all. This is the way it works. In modern American politics, a filibuster is supposed to be a device to slow debate. And in order to engage in a filibuster, the design is that you have to stand on the floor of the Senate and hold the floor of the Senate. And you have to stand there and you have to talk. And there are ways where, like if I get tired, I want to pass it off to Jackson, I can pass it off to Jack. There are ways to finagle it. But you have to stand there, be actively in the body of the Senate and talk. But in 1975, they passed new rules for Senate filibusters, and they did two things. Number one, they don't do a talk and filibuster anymore. And I'll tell you what that means in a moment. And number two, they give them the ability to do what is called dual track. And what dual track is while you're over here filibustering this piece of legislation, we'll keep working on other stuff. Well, that totally destroys the concept of the filibuster, the reason that it exists. But more importantly, they don't even make them do a talk and filibuster anymore. So here's how it works. So my political party's in the majority. The Georgia Bulldog Party is in the majority. And the Tennessee Vols Party, they're in the minority.
Okay.
You with me so far? And I want to pass legislation announcing that Kirby Smart is the best coach in the history of coaches of all time. Hallelujah.
And I want you to hold your players accountable when you go drag racing down Athens Boulevard.
It's Broad Street, thank you, in the middle of Athens. So very good. Jackson wants that. I want this. Well, I've got a majority in the Senate, right? I don't want our analogy to tie up my point. I got a majority in the Senate. I got more votes than he does. All he has to do in the minority, all the Democrats have to do is look at me and go, hey, we don't like that. We're going to filibuster it. And you know what the Republicans do? They just go, okay, we'll go home. And they don't. That's it. And instead of demanding that they actually go to the floor, hold the floor, and all it takes is a rule change to do that. And, yes, you can change the rules by a simple majority vote. It's annoying. I don't blame the President of the United States for being annoyed by it. Trump told GOP senators in blunt terms earlier this week, this was the famous or infamous, depending on your point of view, dust-up between he and Senator Bill Cassidy, that they needed to find a way to pass it. Just to make sure, and all we want to do is make sure that we are following the rules as set forth in the Constitution of the United States of America and everything that's come after. That is, if you want to vote in the United States of America, you have to be a citizen of the United States of America in order to do so, certainly in federal elections. Now, the states have a little bit of latitude about how they set up their state elections. But in federal elections, you should be and ought to be, in order to register to vote, a citizen of the United States. And so this is requiring documentation demonstrating your citizenship in order to register to vote. Why is that such? I mean, is that such a controversial thing? You've heard it said many times in the past that over 80% of the American people agree with this concept that you should not be able to vote for president of the United States or for Congress or a House or Senate unless you're a citizen. Of course you shouldn't be able to. Yet they can't figure out a way to get it done. With the majority in the House, and the House has passed it, by the way, multiple times. It goes over to the Senate, nothing. Nothing. And so the Trump said, it's time to get this done. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. The rest of this housing bill that you want passed, I think I'll just sit on that until y'all figure some other things out. And lo and behold, the Republicans are just, and I don't blame, the Democrats are what the Democrats are. I don't blame a shark being a shark, okay? Shark's going to bite you. Alligator's going to bite you. I don't blame an alligator for being an alligator, and I don't blame a Democrat for being a Democrat. I blame the conservative Republicans for dragging their feet and whining and crying like babies because they're asked to do a little bit of work. Figure it out. You got a majority in both houses, and you've got a Republican in the White House. And that's what I got to say about that. It's 23 after the hour. We're going to have some fun today. Jackson's here. For those who've always wanted photos with Jackson, what are you charging for them?
Price to be determined.
Okay, that means a bushwhacker, everybody. Have you ever had a bushwhacker?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pardon me. Oh,
Not here, but.
Pardon me. My goodness. Hey,
I'm well-traveled, Matt.
I suppose. Jackson's here for suitable for, he'll take photos suitable for framing. My name's Matt Murphy. This is the Matt Murphy Show, 23 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for my friends at Better Water. Think of Better Water as a big Brita water filter for your house or for your office. Scalable from under the sink to entire house application. Everything in your water, from sulfur, from iron, chlorine, bacteria, E. coli, they want to make sure that you get all of that out of the water, and they do so through advanced filtration systems like reverse osmosis units, water softeners, specialized filters, UV lights, you name it, they get it done to get all of the nasty out of your water and to give you purity for drinking, for washing your clothes, for washing yourself. These are the same guys that treat the water at your coffee shop, they treat the water at the hospital that you go to, and they want to treat your water as well. Go to betterwater.com, betterwater.com to learn more, or give them a call at 615-355-6063, 355-6063. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Better Water, LLC. The clock is ticking on Genesis Diamonds and the amazing financing offer that I've been telling you about all month. Only a few days left, friends. You have until June 30th to take advantage of this incredible offer, the hottest deal of the summer. We're talking 5 years, zero interest financing, zero down on anything in the store. There are no traps, no tricks here. All you need to do is go to Genesis Diamonds at Green Hills or Cool Springs. Tell them I sent you, first and foremost. Do that for me. On approved credit with more details at the store, but it's basically this. You walk in there, and they will give you anything in the store, offer you 60 separate months to pay for it. You do not pay any interest on what you purchase. You take the purchase price. They'll include the sales tax in it, divide it by 60, and that is your cost. That's it. Divide any price by 60, and that's your payment with no money down. This is an incredible opportunity for you to buy that home run gift that you thought maybe was out of your reach. You can get it now at Genesis Diamonds. Get the gift for the anniversary of your dreams. Get the gift for the birthday of your dreams, or even stock up for Christmas season. Do this by June 30th, because once it's gone, it's gone. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs. On approved credit, see store for details.
The president not real happy with Iran right now. Also, the death toll continues to rise in Venezuela, and a former local high school teacher facing some very serious charges. That's coming up at 3:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Lovely Franklin County, Tennessee, in the county seat of Winchester. We are the Matt Murphy Radio Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. In a couple of minutes, we'll be joined by the mayor of Winchester. Sean Crabtree will join us to talk about Winchester and the growth of this community. I would expect that Timms Ford Lake is contributing to it. Just like a minute or two, Your Honor. Just wait just a moment. Your Holiness. What do we refer to? I feel like the honorable good mayor Sean Crabtree. We'll have him on in just a moment to talk about beautiful Winchester. Every time we're down here at Timms Ford Lake, it's funny because I get people from Winchester coming by and telling me, would you please shut up about Winchester and how awesome it is? We're full. I'm like, I can't. I got to do it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to promote the beautiful lake, Twin Creeks Marina, and the beautiful city, and we'll continue doing so here in a couple of minutes. Right now, it's time for Jay Harper, Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It is 3:30, and I'm Jay Harper with your top stories. We'll update that traffic report, and we'll get you a weather forecast for your weekend. That's coming up. President Trump not saying if Iran will face any military consequences for its drone attack on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. At an Oval Office event today, reporters asked the president if the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is still in place.
I don't like the fact that they took a shot yesterday, actually 4, we knocked down 3, at a ship. Not an Allied ship, but a ship, a very expensive ship. And it was fine, but it took a little beating. They shouldn't be doing that.
We now go to Venezuela, where the death toll continues to rise, currently at 920 persons after 2 large earthquakes. More than 3,300 people currently injured, according to the president of the National Assembly of Venezuela. Sadly, the death toll expected to continue to rise. The U.S. sent some experts there to help with the rescue and recovery operations. ABC's Faith Abube reports with more.
There's just not enough people or equipment to get that done as quickly as it is needed. So a short while ago, we learned that a U.S. plane carrying some of those equipment landed in Venezuela. We also know that there are personnel and aid coming in from around the globe, including right here in the U.S., to help save as many lives as possible.
A former Nashville high school teacher facing some very serious charges after a months-long police investigation. Metro Nashville police say that 32-year-old Khadija Kuykendall, a former 10th grade English teacher, has been indicted on 18 counts in connection with an alleged sexual relationship with a student last year. Kuykendall was fired from Whites Creek High School back in August after she gave details of the alleged relationship to a colleague. The 10-month investigation led to charges including aggravated statutory rape, sexual contact, and sexual battery by an authority figure. She's currently being held on a $150,000 bond. That is the latest news, the weather, and the traffic report. They're both coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. We've got some wrecks that have popped up since our last report. First of all, I-40 eastbound approaching exit 210B, a crash reported. Also in Laverne, 24 eastbound, the off-ramp to Old Hickory Boulevard partially blocked due to an accident. Murfreesboro Pike at Bell Road, we picked up a crash. And in East Nashville, Ellington Parkway southbound between Trinity Lane and Douglas Avenue, a wreck reported. I'm Jay Harper.
I'm a little bit different than most dudes in that I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, and I got to know what's going on in my body, and I'm always worried that the next thing's going to, cause me to keel over. But most guys, they just kind of whistle past the graveyard. They don't want to deal with it. Craft Body Scan is here to help you, gentlemen, and they figured out a way to do that. Get the ladies involved in your health. What you don't know can hurt you, guys. And with Craft Body Scan, they have an incredible opportunity to look inside of your body. It's a non-invasive format. It's a CT scan. They look inside your body, and they can figure out the stuff that's going on. Craft Body Scan has a couple's heart and lung scan right now for $99. This is an insane value. Normally, this is in excess of $2,000 for two people. They're doing it for $99 for you and the lady in your life, fellas, because they want to get you in there to give you real peace of mind. Or they can give you an early heads up before any symptoms ever show up. So you go to togetherwescan.com, promo code MATT50, togetherwescan.com, promo code MATT50, or call 615-436-1000, 615-436-1000. Don't just hope, know that everything's okay with Craft Body Scan. You guys. The Wellness Institute. Several of you have asked, and of course we got Fry J coming up. Now, no Jay on camera, and I know the ladies like to look at St. Clair on the Talk TV side of things. I'm saddened to report to you because we're out at Timms Ford Lake at Twin Creeks Marina. We will not have him on camera today, but we will have Fry J coming up at 4 o'clock. We'll ask Jay about some of the Supreme Court decisions that have come down and the anticipation of the birthright citizenship decision that will be before the court leaves for summer break. So that should be. Normally it's before July 1st, so you would think Monday or Tuesday. They typically, some of the more controversial rulings that they get into, Dobbs v. Jackson, it comes to mind, they wait till the end of the court session. So we'll talk to Jay about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right now, we are pleased to be welcomed by our new good friend, the mayor of Winchester, Tennessee. He's Mayor Sean Crabtree, and he joins us on the Matt Murphy Show. What is going on, brother? How are you?
Listen, I feel like a celebrity. Just even being in the chair with you.
Oh, whatever.
Young Jackson over here. And I was going to say, Jason Clare should have a seat right here.
He should.
He would. This would be his. Are you kidding me?
His stomping ground.
He could hold court. He could have adult beverages. It would be right down.
We're
gonna
get him. We're gonna get him up here.
Yeah, he should be here.
Get you a craps table somewhere around here, and he'd be here today. I'll tell him that too when he comes by. No, I'll tell him that the mayor of Winchester has extended a personal
invitation. I think he would love it.
Listen,
He'd fit right in.
Oh
obviously.
no, there's no question about it. Now I saw you on the dock a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
and you were eyeballing me, and I thought, man, oh man, I'm either going to get introduced to a nice guy or I'm about to get arrested. The way you're eyeballing me, and thankfully, the mayor of Winchester said that he listened to my radio show. How about that?
I am a huge fan. You said this was episode 1065.
That's right.
I have been listening since way before episode 1. Yes, for sure. But I am a huge fan of the Matt Murphy Show.
Glad.
I think you're a lot younger than I am. I was thinking a minute ago, I think I'm probably Mandis's age. He's an old guy.
Mandis, there's no question. He's I would agree with you completely, Sean. Mandis is an old coot. Oh, my goodness. I don't know that there's anybody older, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty fascinating that he still gets around. I mean, it's only because he has such a beautiful young wife. I mean, right? Amy keeps him, some semblance of young. I mean, I think Mandis is 58, somewhere around in that neighborhood.
I hate to admit that I'm 58, yeah. Because he talks about it all the time, and so I just happen to know that I'm his age.
Well, let me promise you this.
Although, but much better looking.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say you are much better looking than Dan Mandis. There's no question about that, and a little bit taller too. So, why in the world would someone you've got a vitality about you, Sean. I say this. In the manliest way possible. You're a good-looking fella. You're a strapping lad. Why in the hell would you want to involve yourself in politics?
Hey, listen. It's a great question. Because
I assume you've got something going on in real life that you do for a living, right?
I do. I'm a real estate broker, but my heart is in Winchester, and I've only been mayor for one term, so I was elected. 4 years ago.
2023, I think it was. 2022,
maybe it's 23, maybe so.
Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know. I'll trust you. I got the official.
Yeah,
look,
so
y'all, he looks good on this picture. Look at that. You see him on Talk TV over there? Look, he looks like a beach bum right there. Here, that's a guy that's getting stuff done. This guy, This guy is getting work done.
It's Friday. I was trying to sneak out until you got me on the radio.
That's good.
But listen, I started a 501c3 that revitalized. I heard you guys talking about the downtown square. Young Jackson, you've been there.
Yeah.
We're really proud of the square. I started a 501c3 probably 2007. And we borrowed against a whole. Bredesen was the governor at the time, and we were one of the lucky few in the state of Tennessee to get a grant that was based on sales tax, and a portion of the state's sales tax in that little 9-block area came back to us. And as long as we were to reinvest it and recruit and so forth, and so. There were times, Jackson, when I was thinking, maybe my grandkids will see something here, but it's taken only about 15 years.
Did you grow up in Winchester? Or when did you get here?
Yeah, I'm originally from Shelbyville. You guys know that's pronounced Chevel.
Shovel.
I'm originally from Chevel, but I
You
moved
got to
here.
pronounce it like you got marbles in your mouth. Right?
That's right.
Shovel.
That's right.
Shovel.
Chevel. It's somehow like related to Ottawa, which has no
Right.
But anyway, I moved here. My dad was a state farm agent, so I moved here when I was probably 15. So I've grown up here my whole life. Yeah. Went to college and came back.
And what was forgive my ignorance. I mean, I just learned how to pronounce the dang thing.
Yeah, you pronounced it correctly.
So when did the lake become a thing? Was it always a thing when you were here? When you got here?
So I was born in 68, and this lake was a thing probably 66. Took a few years to grow, and so it's been a secret until, Alan Jackson and Darius Rucker, and not even Gene Simmons has got a place on the lake. Luke Bryant. I mean, we got.
Wait, Gene Simmons?
Gene Simmons. Has a place on the lake.
That's the one that I stopped with. You went Alan Jackson. What else did you say?
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker. This guy right here. I mean, look, he's a rock and roller. Look at him. He's walking right by us. He's like, I'm standing right here, guys.
There you are.
And Gene Simmons has a place on Timmsport?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but yeah. I mean,
I bet you could take us to his place.
I could take you right to it.
On
the water.
Yeah, we need to get together tomorrow.
It's not very exciting.
I'm a big fan of Simmons, you know what I mean? So anyway,
he's like 80 now.
Oh, he's an old, I mean, he's still, I was told, I think I have this right, that Gene Simmons had the forethought. The little money bag symbol? Like it's a little bag with the money, with the dollar sign on it?
Yeah.
Gene Simmons copyrighted that.
Really?
He gets, yes, anytime that symbol, that's a trademarked symbol. If I'm wrong, somebody on the super text line will tell me, but I think this is right. That's the way the dude's mind works. He's thinking about a dollar.
Always thinking about it.
And the Kiss
merchandising.
Why I'm not there. The Kiss merchandising is all Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you got celebs that are out here.
Celebs, yeah.
What is it about? I mean, listen, we got a lot of.
Dave Ramsey's here.
Ramsey's out here.
Dave Ramsey is in Estill Springs.
And then you finally reached the big time when Matt Murphy started showing up.
Well, it wasn't until Matt Murphy. It wasn't until Matt Murphy. 100%. Jackson's not buying that, but.
No, well, yeah, he's a hard case. We'll crack him at some point. No, in all seriousness, I mean, Winchester. I guess Deschard? Deckard. Okay. So you got Winchester and then Deckard. but we don't like those people anyway, right?
No.
I just totally.
We love Deckard.
I just totally whiffed on it.
Deschard. I heard somebody.
Deshard.
I just met somebody over here.
I desharded.
I just
desharded on the radio.
I met somebody a moment ago who was saying they lived in, what did they say? Estelle. They live in Estelle. It's actually Estill Springs.
Is it?
Yeah. Estill Springs, Deckard, Winchester.
Well, yes. I got one for you. While we're doing it.
That's as bad as Tim Ford's.
I got one for you. I'm gonna write this out with my penmanship, and I just want you to pronounce it the way that you think it's pronounced. This was a county when I was 15 years old. I started doing news.
Yeah.
In Thompson, Georgia. THOMSON, no P in Thompson.
No P in Thompson.
And this was a county adjacent to McDuffie County. And I'll spell it for you.
Okay.
I'm going to spell it for you.
Right.
And I'm doing news. Okay. 15 years old. Nobody knows I'm 15 years old, but I'm trying to do the news, right? It's TALIAFERRO.
Now, if I was Southern, you want me to know how I would pronounce it?
No, tell me how you pronounce it.
As a Southern guy, I would say that's Taliaferro.
Okay. Taliaferro. That's fair.
How do you say it? How do you say it, Jackson?
Jackson, how would you say that?
Taliaferro.
That's how it's spelled.
Okay. How do you pronounce it, though?
They pronounce that Tolliver. And I'm not making that up. They pronounce it Tolliver.
Tolliver.
They just kill the O, and then they just mangle the middle, and it's Tolliver.
And the F is a V.
The F is a V.
It's Tolliver.
And I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Have mercy.
When
I first moved to Alabama.
They do that to confuse the out-of-towners.
When I first moved to Alabama, there's a town in Alabama, ARAB.
Arab.
Yeah, I said Arab. And you go to a tumble call. Arab? Where you from, boy? You ain't from around here. That's Arab. All right, so it's Deckard. Deckard.
It is Deckard.
It's not Deshard.
No, it's not Deshard. And we love
but that's
Deckard.
that's a companion. Y'all are neighbors, right?
We are just
right next to one another.
Right there.
You're in Winchester, and then you go across, and then you're in Deckard.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
You don't even realize.
How big? I mean, how big is the metropolitan area? So Winchester's what? About 10,000?
Winchester's about, I'm guessing about 12. We just did a census, and we didn't have everybody report, but we came in at 11, so I'm guessing it's about 12.
Is it hard to figure because of the seasonal folks?
There are a lot of seasonal folks, and we can't. Yeah, we can't.
You don't count them.
We can't count those. I wish we could.
Yeah.
You know, we're not Dollywood and
well,
Gatlinburg. They get to do all of that.
They get to count them?
They get to count them because of, we can't do that. It would be great if we could.
I mean, but their money spends, which is nice.
Their money spends.
I mean, in all seriousness,
100%.
That's good because the tax dollars matter,
and our taxes are very low because of our
because of the economy and the stimulation that. The lake.
Frankly, because Matt Murphy's here.
Whatever. The lake is. The lake is. It is the. Would you say
it's
that
one
the lake
of our draws
is one of
It's one of our big draws, but it was a secret for 40+ years, until some of the country guys started finding it, and then it became a thing. And
the Nash folks realized that Old Hickory wasn't the only game in town. Percy Priest wasn't the only game in town.
I think Dave Ramsey was the first, celeb that really kind of put us on the book. He used to. When he was with 99.7, he used to do his show on Fridays, and he would jump out in barefoot the rest of the time back when he was younger. And so he kind of put us on the map, and then we were discovered. But that's only one piece. I mean, we've got Swanee, we've got Key Springs Mountain, we've got all manner of hiking and all.
It's gorgeous, man.
It is a beautiful place, and I appreciate you saying that. But you've only seen a part of it.
Yeah.
I'd love to show you the rest of it.
Yeah.
It is a gorgeous place. We as you said, lots of folks are saying, please don't say that, Sean. We don't want any other people
you probably did.
Here.
And I want to ask you, on a more serious vein, as a mayor, how difficult is it? I mean, because you've got folks that have been here for you've got generational families.
100%.
And they want to keep the spirit. And we were talking before air, and I moved to Mount Pleasant, town of about 5,000. They want to keep the spirit of the town, but at the same time, we want to grow. We want the Tractor Supply, and we want the grocery store, and we want those types of things. And that growth brings more people, and it's a balancing act. It's
a huge balancing act, and I went to school in Murfreesboro, and Murfreesboro's they swung
the pendulum way the other way. They were like, to hell with that balancing act. Let's grow.
We want to grow, but we want to grow intentionally, and so we're doing all we can. We have some land use plans. We invested a lot of money and time into that, and so when it comes to planning and zoning and all that, we're trying to stay true to the thing that makes all of these people from out of state and the Nashvillians want to come here. We want to stay true to those values, and at the same time, we want a little bit of that sales tax.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, so it is a balancing act, and we're not perfect at it, but I think we're necessarily getting really good at it.
Yeah,
necessarily.
Have you enjoyed your time as mayor?
I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I don't enjoy the politics,
right?
But I do enjoy the public service aspect of it. I really do enjoy that, being able to help folks at a level that I've never been able to help before. It's a lot of fun.
The hardest question that I might ask you involves a topic.
Is this a gotcha?
No, it's a data center question. It's the data. Have y'all talked about data centers yet? Because it's coming to every town, every community in America.
There's no question.
Locals are going to have to deal with it on a commission standpoint. I don't know, city council, county committee.
City council.
City council.
Yep.
I see all these communities thinking, well, we haven't been approached yet. That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of impact, and it could mean a lot for the community. But there's a huge pushback against them now, and I see these communities saying we've got to figure out some ground rules before we have to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you bring that up. I just had this conversation with some of the council the other day. We're going to get out ahead of it before it comes to us. Definitely, no question, and that's just one of the aspects. I mean, there's lots of other issues. You guys came in from probably I-24 through ADC, I guess, through ADC.
I did not. I came from the other direction, but I know y'all did. Yeah.
So if you take a ride from Winchester to Fayetteville, how you doing? There are thousands of acres that could have been great for crops that are covered up in solar panels. You know, the solar panels.
I went by some of the solar panels.
They roll all the way over with the sun and all of that. Literally thousands of acres, and I think there's, of course, that's not in the city limits, but
cornfield on one side, solar panels on the other side. That's what I saw.
And then pretty soon the cornfields go away, and there's more solar panels.
Right.
And so, you know, we're trying to balance that. It's always a thin line that you're walking, for sure. And when it comes to planning and zoning, you know, I don't know how much you know about that, but anything that comes before
as
the
little as
planning
possible.
Well, it's probably you don't want to know it probably because I mean, anything that comes to planning and zoning, you're going to have 50% of the people upset at you, no matter what you do, right? So, but we're doing the best we can to maintain the values and the things that really attract the people to the area. We're trying to protect that and not lose our identity in the process. You know?
You've been mayor. We've only got about a minute left, but you've been mayor for 3 years now. Are you going to run again?
Yes.
You're going to do it again?
Yes.
Good for you. We need good people. We need public servants like yourself.
That's very kind.
In office.
That's the only reason that you do it at this level.
Yeah. Well, you're not doing it for the money.
That's true.
We were talking before. I was like, if you want to earn some money, go to Congress. That's what. They go in there thousandaires and come out millionaires. I don't think Mayor Winchester's doing that, but
no, that's good though. Thousandaires to millionaires.
That's
I like
exactly
that.
Right.
I like that.
Sean, thank you for letting us in your city. We appreciate you, brother.
Listen,
it's good.
You are a celebrity, and I'm so glad to have you here.
Whatever. No, you're gonna show me the. We're gonna take a tour on the boat. I'm gonna get you on the boat. You're gonna take us on a tour of the celebrity homes.
I would love to do that. I would love to. Hey, I'll leave Jackson my number. You guys give me a call.
We'll do it. There's Sean
Thanks
Crabtree,
for having me, guys.
The mayor of Winchester. 54 after the hour. Got to take a quick break. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Did you know, I've been talking about them for a long time, Defend Systems is what I'm referring to. Did you know that as a life safety and security consultation firm, Defend actually means something? And Brink Fiddler, the owner of Defend Systems, goes over this in class. Deter, evade, fortify, evaluate, notify, and defend. And all of these aspects are involved in what you should do and what you would do in the unlikely event that you find an active shooter or workplace violence in your workplace, in your church, in your school, any place that people gather. And that's what it's all about. Emergency and intruder action plans, rapid response medical training, customized for your people and your facility. Defense Systems is all about helping train you. In the unlikely event, they're not here to scare you. In the unlikely event that something goes wrong, you need this type of training. I've been through it on multiple occasions. Loved it so much I even went through the TECC course that Brink Fiddler does once a year because I believe in it. I believe in the training, and I think you will as well. If you're a decision maker, call today, 615-236-6484, 236-6484, or online at defensesystems.com. So if you're a little concerned about where mortgage rates are right now, let me put you at ease. Accurate Mortgage wants you to know that they, as a trusted local advisor, are never going to advise you to do something that's not in your best financial interest. As a matter of fact, they can help guide you through this crazy market for your home purchase or your refinance. You don't want to trust an internet online site. I mean, I'm just telling you, don't do that. You need someone that understands the marketplace, that understands where we live. Unlike the big online lenders, to Accurate Mortgage, you're not just a number to make a buck. They will never advise you on a loan that doesn't make sense for you financially. Now, even though rates might be a little squirrely right now, you can do a cash-out refi that saves you money every month by getting rid of higher interest rate consumer debt. Also, if you're looking to renovate your current home, pay off that credit card debt, or if you are looking to purchase, you need to let the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage help you find the right way and the right solution for you. Visit Accurate Mortgage today at AccurateMTG.com. AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage and MLS 129944. Rates and terms subject to change. Equal housing lender.
It is 4 p.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories. An updated traffic report and a weather forecast for your weekend are both coming up. Well, some breaking news. U.S. Central Command announcing that American forces have conducted military strikes on Iran in a powerful response to an Iranian drone attack on a commercial ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian drone storage facilities and coastal radar sites were hit by U.S. warplanes in retaliation for yesterday's attack on the MV Everlovely. That's a Singapore flag cargo ship. CENTCOM quoting now, the unwarranted aggression against commercial shipping by Iranian forces clearly violated the ceasefire. The statement goes on to say, furthermore, Iran's dangerous behavior undermined freedom of navigation as commerce increasingly flows through the vital international trade corridor. I'm sure we'll have more on that as it develops. A private equity billionaire named Leon Black, he refused to answer certain questions about his dealings with Jeffrey Epstein when he appeared behind closed doors on Capitol Hill today. The House Oversight Committee has now issued subpoenas to compel him to reappear. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
Going into the interview, House Oversight Chair James Comer said of all the people he's brought in,
this one has the potential to be the most groundbreaking.
But 2 hours later, Comer said billionaire Leon Black refused to answer questions about non-disclosure agreements. Comer said his committee has now subpoenaed Black for his testimony and for the NDAs. The private equity magnate told the panel he had no knowledge of Epstein's heinous conduct. But top committee Democrat Robert Garcia says this.
Jeffrey Epstein would not have been able to commit the horrific crimes without the support of Mr. Black.
We now move out west, where a mistrial was declared today in the arson case of the man accused of setting what eventually became the devastating Palisades fire in the Los Angeles area. Prosecutors said they're going to try to get this guy again. They're going to put him back on trial. The judge declared the mistrial after a jury yesterday said they couldn't get to a verdict. 29-year-old Jonathan Rinderneck, he faces federal arson charges. ABC's Alex Stone, he's in L.A.
His defense team was really saying, hey, look, there is no evidence that his client actually did this, and then that fire led in from the Lockman fire to the Palisades fire, that connection should then go back to his client. and that he's responsible for what ultimately happened.
Well, if you're a homeowner like me in Rutherford County, you got a little note in the mail here this week. Yeah, new assessment notices have gone out, and the numbers are significant. Countywide property values have grown by more than $29 billion since the last assessment 4 years ago. That's a 26% increase in median property value. But that doesn't automatically mean you're going to get a bigger bill, at least not every homeowner. Compared to neighbors in other counties, though, we got off pretty well, I guess, in Rutherford County. Wilson County, they've seen a 66% median increase. Davidson County, it jumped up 45%. That's the latest news, traffic, and weather coming right up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. Continuing to clear this crash, Murfreesboro Pike at Bell Road. Also, Ellington Parkway southbound between Trinity Lane and Douglas Avenue in East Nashville. That crash still being dealt with. 40 westbound before Fessler's Lane. Got a wreck there. Also, 24 eastbound just past Sam Ridley Parkway. A crash reported. And we're also hearing that way east of the city on I-40 eastbound, traffic backed up there for some reason. Kind of a mystery jam. I'm not seeing anything on the maps in terms of an accident, construction, things of that nature. But nonetheless, if you are planning on heading that way, well, just be prepared. Again, that's I-40 eastbound just before Cookeville at Highway 111. I'm Jay Harper.
All right, kids, here we are. Here we go. Hour number 2 from Timms Ford Lake in lovely Winchester, Tennessee at Twin Creeks Marina. We appreciate you being here. If you're wondering, we're right off of Drafts and Watercrafts, which is the insanely good restaurant at Tim's Ford Lake on the Marina side. So come on out and see us. Stop in. We're going to be having dinner a little bit later on, and we would love to see you. You can also give us a call prior to that. We're here until 7 o'clock on radio, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986, and I would encourage you to do that, particularly if you have any legal questions of note, because you guys know what time it is. Now, before we get to official Friday time and we hit the button back at home base and play the music, I do have this breaking news announcement. So it was about 30 minutes ago that Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, declined to say whether Iran would face consequences after the regime violated their ceasefire agreement by attacking a ship on the Strait of Hormuz. Asked by reporters if Iran would face repercussions, Trump replied, "You'll find out. I don't like the fact they took a shot yesterday," referring to what he described as an attack on a commercial vessel. And I love the way that they couch these things. It was an attack on a commercial vessel. They shouldn't be doing that. When asked as a follow-up whether the U.S. would respond, Trump said, and once again, this is reported about 45 minutes ago, "We're going to respond. You'll find out." As of 16 minutes ago, U.S. Central Command announced that American forces struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations, as well as radar sites in response to Tehran's attack on a commercial vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM said the strikes came after Iran hit a Singapore-flagged cargo ship, the MV Ever Lovely, in a one-way attack drone on June 25th, yesterday. While the vessel was exiting the strait during or just along the Omani coast, the command called Iran's strike unwarranted aggression, violated the ceasefire, undermined freedom of navigation through the waterway. CENTCOM forces continue to provide safe passage, coordination, and support to commercial vessels transiting the strait. The command said, adding that U.S. forces remain present and vigilant. So we have responded in kind to what is considered to be a violation of the ceasefire agreement. The United States of America hit back forcefully, quickly, strongly. And there is that breaking news this hour. It is 10 minutes after 4 o'clock on a beautiful Friday from Tim's Ford Lake. Ladies and germs, it's time for Friday.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
That's right. Now, I alerted you ladies to this earlier today, particularly the women folk who enjoy gathering around their YouTubes to watch Jay St. Clair as he thrills us with his legal acumen. Well, ladies, no St. Clair on TV this week. That's all I can tell you. That's on us. That's not on him. He was ready to go, but we're out at Tim's Ford Lake gallivanting, and we can't get him on the TV. But we've got him on radio, and let me tell you something. His voice is, in my opinion, ladies, a sight better than his face, and I say that in brotherly love. It's time for Jay St. Clair. Jay, yes, I got a question for you.
All right.
How you doing?
You know, if I were any better, do you think women really watch me on YouTube, man?
They do. I know they do. They get mad. They get mad when you're not there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to start dressing up. Well, if I were any, or at least comb my hair, but if I were any better, I would be my Secretary of Homeland Security.
Oh,
who is sitting right here beside me. She hates when I talk on the telephone. She gets so jealous. But I explained to her it was you, and she said, "Well, okay, as long as it's Uncle Matt."
Well, don't tell Olivia that Mrs. Beasley and Munson are at the lake this weekend. Do not tell her.
You know, she doesn't like water.
Yeah.
So
is that a shepherd thing, Jay? Do you know?
I've seen some shepherds. I hadn't really researched it, but I've seen some shepherds get in the water, but she doesn't care anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I came home one day. I don't know what all goes on around here, man, but I came home one day. This has been a few years ago, in the heat of the summer. You know, it was back when I was still working full time, and came home unexpectedly about 10 o'clock in the morning. And I go around, and there's 3 dogs sitting in my swimming pool.
What?
And Olivia's just sitting there looking at it. Yeah, and they're just all hanging in. It's a big chow, and I've forgotten what the other 2 were. And they were not startled to see me. So that's not the first time that happened.
It's like Olivia looked down and said, "I told you he comes home sometimes."
I told you guys. And what
I told you guys.
He's sitting over in a chair, drinking a martini. He's got a cigarette. He said, "Hey, man."
Oh, man. Bug out. Dad's home. Let's get the hell out of here. Well, it's good to have you, Jay. Phone or on video. We love Fry Jay. And I'm curious, some of your thoughts on, this is the season for Supreme Court decisions, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're getting them down.
Yep.
We don't have the birthright citizenship decision yet. And you taught me a long time ago, they like to hold on to those big ones, don't they?
Well, I don't know if they like to, Matt. There's been some game playing with that a little bit by the dissents, particularly the ones that involve election rules, because there's the suggestion that they're intentionally saying, well, I still got to work on my dissent, and it may take me a couple more months. And so it gets published so late that it's too late to affect the upcoming election. So no, I don't think they're intentionally holding it. I think they're, the vote's been taken, so the decision's been made. But they may have to wordsmith it a little bit to get as many votes as they want to get. So, and it's the hard ones, that take the longest.
Right. So it's just maybe the nature of the case that stretches it out a little bit. But you mentioned that gamesmanship. There was I think I have this right. There was a little bit, not an accusation, maybe that's too strong of a language, but there was certainly an insinuation that there was some gamesmanship with Dobbs v. Jackson when that reversal of Roe came down. That some of the dissenters were kind of slow rolling it, for their own, purposes or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, what do you make of, yesterday somebody described, I guess it was Jonathan Turley. I don't know if you know that name, but
yeah, I do. Right.
Turley described it as a Clinton-esque moment on the part of the dissent because they were trying to determine what the definition of the word "in" was, and he said it reminds them of Clinton. It depends on what is. And it seemed pretty straightforward to me. You're either in the country or you're not in the country, and it seemed pretty straightforward to the six in the majority too.
Well, that's right. We talk about this a lot. There is a lot of gray area in the law, and you much prefer to live in a black and white world.
Yes, sir.
I kind of like gray, right? Because as we've joked, I turn gray into green. If the whole world were black and white, we wouldn't need lawyers.
Right.
But when there's gray, when things are vague, when they're debatable, then you need lawyers, and then I get paid. A law that says that you have to be in the country. That's about as close to black and white as it gets, man. I can't really see any gray area there. I mean, it's kind of like, football. It's either inbounds or out of bounds.
Right.
Baseball is fair or foul. I mean, there's a line.
Right.
And if I think the line is actually a fair pole, right? If it hits the pole, it's actually a fair ball. I think
we have erroneously called it a foul pole,
right?
But it's actually the fair pole, right?
Yeah. And I think the same thing's true about the line. I think it's fair, so the ball has to be on the other side. I mean, it's that finite, right? It's that clear. And so, if you're 1 inch away from the border, well, you're not in the country,
right? Right.
You got to be over the line. Then that was pretty easy.
Well,
the one that I was interested in is the Hawaii case.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm very curious your take on this because I had we joke around when I ask you where you got your law degree and I ask you real loud because you always tell me to Yale, and so I do. But since I've known you the last 20 years, I've been desperate to be an amateur lawyer. You know me, especially on the golf course. And so I was doing my amateur lawyering yesterday on this case in Hawaii. But I'm curious what you think about this. That the determination was made on these businesses. Just walk us through your thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, it's a real curious law, and they're trying to work around. It's this kind of cutesy thing. apparently Hawaii for a long, long time has had a very anti-gun position. And so, when Heller came out and the other cases, they said, well, we'll get cute about this. And so what we'll say is that you cannot bring a gun onto private property unless you get express consent from the property owner. So it's kind of flipping things around, right? I mean, the normal situation is you can take your gun on any private property.
Right.
Unless the owner of the property says, hey, no guns allowed.
Right.
Well, so they flipped it around and said, no, you can only take a gun on to private property that's open to the public if the owner gives you express consent. So in other words, they have to put signs up that said, guns are welcomed here at Buc-ee's.
Right.
And if you don't have that, then it's a crime to take the gun into the store. Well, that's flipping it on its head.
Mm-hmm.
And the Supreme Court said, and no, you can't do it. Because a lot of companies aren't going to want to put that sign up because it's going to offend some people. And they knew that when they wrote the law. That's why they wrote it that way. And they said, no, you can't do that. But what is not crystal clear to me, I think it's pretty clear, is does that mean now that no private property owner whose property is generally open to the public, let's just call it commercial, let's say stores, does that mean that no store can ban guns in their property? I think the answer to that is no. I don't think it says that. It just says you can't have this backwards thing like Hawaii said, where you have to, the store owner has to expressly give permission. I think they can still ban.
I have been listening on the golf course, Jay, because this was my take, that they were trying. I said the same, that for years, what we understand in Tennessee and in other places, that private property matters. And right. I remember your analogy on the First Amendment and free speech, and you come to my house and we watch the football game together, right?
That's right.
And so it's been understood that if a business wants to expressly exclude your ability to exercise your Second Amendment rights on their private property, they have to tell you that. They post a sign that says you can't bring guns here. And just like you said, that Hawaii wanted to do it the other way. And yesterday we were talking about it. I'm like, I want to talk to Jay about this, I said, because, if I'm a business owner and I go to my attorney and say, hey, Jay, I believe in the Second Amendment, and I was thinking about putting up a big old sign that said, bring your guns, bring your guns. Right. Would you advise me to do that? And most attorneys, I think, are going to say no. They wouldn't advise that.
Well, that's right, because it's so risk-averse. But I think the culture in Hawaii is so anti-gun, man, that I don't think they would not want to put it up because of fear of liability. I think they wouldn't want to put it up because of fear of losing customers.
Oh, yeah.
They would, they'd get ostracized. No, that's why they did it that way.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because they'd get ostracized.
Right.
And the businesses just aren't going to do that.
Right. So
that's why it was such an effective law.
So the courts, just to kind of try to paraphrase it, the courts essentially said, look, it is your Second Amendment rights are understood unless otherwise specified by the private property owner.
I think what I would say is like this. The Second Amendment only puts restrictions on the government, right? Okay. It affirms rights, God-given rights, but it only puts restrictions on the government. It does not put any restrictions on private property owners. The Second Amendment does not. And so what this case says is in this odd world where Hawaii is trying to flip things around, the state can't do that. Right? This is not the property owners acting. This is the state that created a crime. They said it's a crime to carry your gun into Walmart unless the Walmart has a sign up front that says guns are permitted. That's not Walmart doing it. That's the state.
The state, right.
So yeah, it's always been the law that private property owners can ban guns on their property, but they have to do it by saying, "Hey, you can't bring your gun here."
Love it. No, it's great analysis. All right, Jay's with us for the better part of the hour. If you have any questions for Jay, 615-737-9986. You can get them in on the telephone. You can get them in on the super text line. We invite you to do so. Jay will be here. It's 23 after the hour. We're at Timms Ford Lake on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Environment. It is called Grace Point Healthcare. All treatment decisions made between you and the medical staff of Grace Point. They don't allow the insurance company in the room, and whether you know it or not, most places you go, the insurance company's kind of hovering around, right? They might not be physically there, but in spirit they are there because the doctor knows that in order to file with your insurance company, they have to meet certain criteria, and the insurance company has to sign off on everything. Well, that's not the way it ought to be. That's why we say it's modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. The way it should be is that the doctor determines what treatment you need, and at Grace Point they do. They treat the whole body with a comprehensive medical approach, getting to the root of the problem, not just treating those symptoms, and then you can file with your insurance company for reimbursement. That's the way that it ought to be, and that's the way that it always is at Grace Point. Now, that keeps their price point lower. And when you enroll with the Smart Care plan, it gets even better because you can use your HSA to pay for that, and you don't have to pay for visits throughout the course of the year when you enroll in the Smart Care plan, plus free basic labs and diagnostics. That's what it's all about at Grace Point. 599-6868, 599-6868. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way.
It has happened. The president said it could, and it has. Retaliatory U.S. military strikes against Iran. We'll have the latest. Also, the death toll in Wednesday's double earthquakes in Venezuela, that continues to rise. We'll also get you today's closing money news. That's coming up in just a bit on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Matt Murphy, joined by my best friend Jay St. Clair. It is Fry Jay. My favorite version of Fry Jay. If we had Jay on video, it would be my favorite version because we're at Timms Ford Lake. But, Jay, I got news.
Yes, sir.
The mayor of Winchester, Tennessee, man by the name of Sean Crabtree, has formally and officially requested your presence on Timms Ford Lake the next time we're down here. So we might have to do that.
Absolutely. No, that's not far from my hometown, Dunlap, Tennessee.
Well, I have a line on a cottage, and I know I have played golf at Timms Ford Golf Course on the State Park.
This is getting bad all the time.
Yes, I know you well, Jay. I told Mayor Crabtree, we had him on a minute ago, and he goes, "You need to get Jay down. We need to see Jay. We love him." And I said, Mayor, let me tell you something. I said, Jay loves golf and Jay loves the water and he loves Tennessee. And I said, you put a craps table on this dock right here and Jay beat.
Well, we can play it online.
That's right.
We'll figure out something.
That's
a great idea.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Because I grew up all around that area, but just never been to that particular spot. So
You'd love it. You'd absolutely love it. So, two real quick questions before we go to the news, and a lot of folks are on the line, and we'll get to y'all's questions. But a couple of follow-ups on the issue of guns.
Right.
So this is interesting. 63-64. I think I know the answer, but I'm going to let the expert answer it. If I own a business and I put up a no guns allowed sign in my business, am I allowed to carry a gun in my business?
Yes. My answer to that is yes.
Okay.
Because it's your rule, it's your property, and you can interpret it anyway. Here's a perfect example. Here is the right example. It is entirely legal for Matt Murphy to say, Jay, you can come over to my mansion, and it is a mansion, and watch the Tennessee-Georgia game, but you cannot sing Rocky Top. No fight songs allowed.
No fight songs.
Except Georgia's.
Uh-huh.
You can do that. It's your property. You can set whatever rules you want to.
Well, there you go.
Yes, the answer to that question is yes, you can do that.
And then the other follow-up to this is, and this is an oldie but a goodie, I think we have talked about this in the past. If the government if the Second Amendment is a restriction on the government, then why can the government say no guns at the courthouse?
Yeah, well, because, there's a short and a long answer to that. The right to carry guns is not absolute. It's not an absolute right. There are boundaries to it. And you say, well, but the Constitution doesn't have that. Well, it does in this sense. The words of it are, well-regulated militia being needed. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Well, what's the right? Mm-hmm. And the right was not absolute when that was written. And so it is legal for the government to prohibit guns in certain places. But there's got to be a rational reason behind it. There's a good reason you can't carry guns into prisons. There's a good reason you can't carry guns into courtrooms.
Right.
There's a good reason you can't carry guns on an airplane. Mm-hmm. So it's not absolute.
And this is not a legal standard by any stretch because I wouldn't be able to make one. But my kind of mental approach to this is the government guaranteeing? Is the government providing my security for me if they tell me I can't have a gun?
No, that's right. And I've heard you say that, and it makes a lot of sense. And if somebody were to challenge one of those restrictions, that would be an excellent argument for the government to make. You do not need to bring a gun into prison to protect yourself. We got to guard it.
Right. We've got it taken care of. All right, with that in mind, running late, Jay's with us for the better part of the hour. We'll get to your calls momentarily. It is 32 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
33 minutes now past 4 p.m. Stand by for a traffic report and a weekend forecast. The U.S. military announcing strikes against Iran today. CENTCOM calling it a response to yesterday's attacks by Iran on a commercial ship in the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Karen Travers reports.
U.S. Central Command said Friday it launched a, quote, powerful response to the attack by Iran on Thursday on a commercial ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. The military says U.S. aircraft hit Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites. Iran on Thursday hit a Singapore-flagged cargo ship with a one-way attack drone. An hour before the announcement by CENTCOM, President Trump indicated to reporters in the Oval Office there would be a U.S. response. When asked if Iran would face any consequences, the president said, quote, you'll find out.
I don't like the fact that they took a shot yesterday.
Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
The death toll in Wednesday's earthquakes in Venezuela now topping 900, and many more are feared dead, thousands injured. Rescue efforts continue. Billy Richardson is Director of Logistics for the disaster relief organization Global Empowerment Mission. ABC News spoke to him. He was coordinating donations and relief shipments out of Doral, Florida.
I mean, right now your greatest needs are your basic hygiene and basic food, right? It's the first thing they need to survive their initial part, and then we're going to start working on your secondary needs where your shelter gets more and more important and everything like that.
We now turn to the closing money news, the market numbers report. It's brought to you by Beacon Capital Management. They're online at beaconcm.com. For the closing report, here's Mike Dubusky.
A volatile day for stocks on Wall Street thanks to AI companies and falling oil prices. The Dow lost 65 points, the NASDAQ dipped 61, and the S&P slipped 2. Stocks got an early boost as the price of Brent crude dropped nearly 4% to settle at $72 a barrel. That's lower than it was the day before the U.S. struck Iran. Healthcare stocks also helped with early gains. But drops in tech companies weighed on markets. Micron Technology fell 6% following Apple's news that it's raising prices because of a chip shortage thanks to AI. The day's largest loss in the S&P 500 was a 23% drop for ON Semiconductor, which said it agreed to buy Synaptics in an all-stock deal valued at roughly $7 billion. Rounding out the tech troubles, the New York Times reported Thursday that OpenAI is considering delaying an initial public offering of its stock to next year from the second half of this year.
That is the latest news. Traffic and weather are next. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. We picked up a new crash. It's blocking the right lane and part of the right shoulder. I-440 westbound just past Murphy Road. That's exit 1A. An injury crash, 8th Avenue South at Bradford Avenue. 65 southbound, the off-ramp to Harding Place at exit 78. It's partially blocked. There's a crash there. 40 westbound before Fessler's Lane. Still working that wreck. Also out in Smyrna. 24 eastbound past Sam Ridley. That crash still there. And headed the other way, 24 westbound before Old Hickory Boulevard, we've got a stalled vehicle. I'm Jay Harper.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Efficient Heating and Cooling. My friend Jeff Eddy taught me a while ago that, sadly, most heating and air conditioning companies, if you bring them an issue with your AC, for example, and this time of year we're thinking about AC because it's getting into the mid-90s and heat indices reaching the well into the hundreds, and it might actually get actually to 100 degrees next week. If you're trying to make a decision whether to replace or repair, oftentimes they just tell you to replace because they make more money that way and it's easier for them. They understand that you should never have to replace that system. And Jeff Eddy abides by this and lives by it until absolutely 100% necessary because it costs a lot of money, and you lose money by losing life on the system. Don't do that. Call Jeff Eddy in Efficient Heating and Cooling. Get one of his teammates out to you. They keep their invoices small. They don't charge you overtime. They believe in assisting you. They are the master of second opinions. And when the time comes, they'll be able to tell you that too. And you'll know that you can trust that they're telling you the truth when it comes to that unit. They're an Elite Pro partner with Ream as well. EfficientHVAC.net, EfficientHVAC.net, or call 615-784-4424 for Efficient.
What I'm really asking is, do I need to turn my mic on?
All right, Matt Murphy Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is 41 minutes after 4. Thank you for being around. Thank you for being out there, whether you're listening on the radio, 99.7 FM, from Alabama to Kentucky and all points in between. Maybe you're on one of our apps. We've got our own app, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. You can watch on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, download, like, subscribe to all those things. We're in the midst of Fry J from Timms Ford Lake in beautiful Winchester, Tennessee at Twin Creeks Marina. And Jay anxiously awaits some of your questions via the telephone. Jay, I will say right before, don't let me forget, Jay, to ask. Well, I'll go ahead and do it real quick before we get to calls. Jay, can I got to get through this without laughing. So, Jay, I took Jackson Williams to his first NASCAR race.
Yep.
At Nashville Superspeedway. And I don't know if you know this or not, but in the aftermath of that race, Jackson watched we went to the truck race on Friday,
right.
And he watched the Cup race on Sunday.
Right.
And he picked himself a favorite driver, Jay.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Would you care to guess, based on your knowledge of me, and based on your understanding of Jackson, who he picked as his favorite driver?
Well, it's not going to be Chase Elliott.
No, not going to be Chase.
I'm coming around to this guy too. And for lots of reasons. He's just showing his personality more, and man, he's on a tear this year. It's got to be future Hall of Famer, maybe, Denny Hamlin.
Yes, sir, Mr. J.
I like that.
Jay, I got a 3-point plan on why Denny Hamlin's my favorite driver. Number one is he's a winner. Ever since I started NASCAR, he's only lost one race.
Right.
He's won. Jackson decided he was in. That's true. He's 3-1, Jay.
Number two, that blue progressive car is sharp.
Yeah.
He likes that.
And number three, his crew told Matt to bleep off, and I love that. Now that's a personal connection with the driver. I feel like we've shared something. We can agree on at least one thing.
You got to tell me about number three now.
I think I've told you this. When I was at Talladega, we had hot passes, and I was where I was supposed to be. I was behind the yellow line, and that's when I just randomly decided that I hated Denny Hamlin, was when his gas can man told me that I needed to get the bleep out of his bleeping way.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's not very nice.
Well, I just got to be honest with you. I hope he wins the championship. He's already been kind of saying he may retire next year, maybe his last year. It's kind of like Mark Martin never winning the championship. And we looked at it one time. He was second like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see. And you saw where that last win put him past Kyle Busch on the all-time wins list on the Cup level. But Kyle Busch will forever have the record of all-time wins in all 3 of the National Series.
No question. I don't see anybody.
No, it'll never get broken. Yeah. Just like Richard Petty's Cup wins, it'll never get broken. So I like that, Jackson. You're seeing good Denny Hamlin.
It's a fun ride as a 4-week Denny Hamlin fan.
Well, 4-week Denny.
It's been a fun ride. I'm not gonna lie. What a month!
Well, I wouldn't have my hopes up Sunday.
I haven't seen Chase Elliott win one race, Matt.
You have to wait a minute.
You might want a 2-time O'Denny a little bit Sunday and root for that 97 car Sunday.
Oh, boy. Where the Glen?
No, Sonoma.
Oh, Sonoma. Okay. I knew they were, because they were doing back-to-back road courses, right? They did the street course.
Yeah, street course and the road course.
Which, I mean, I think SVG would have contended last week, but he got into a little.
Yeah, well, he got in somebody else's wreck.
Yeah, he got into somebody else's mess. All right, to the phones we go from back at home base. Ryan, alert. Let's get to Chris. I think has been holding the longest on line 3. Chris, you're on with Jay St. Clair. What's your question, Chris?
So I have a question. I've been dealing with an issue with my foot for quite some time now. Roughly about 2 years ago, was in late April, I ended up getting an MRI and they found a tear in between one of my tendons in my foot, and then I ended up having surgery. Before the surgery, the doctor said I walked funny, and that was one of the reasons why I had this tear. And so he ended up splitting my whole entire foot open, cut it open about in 5 different areas, just to fix my correction in my walk, even though my left foot is completely fine. And I am in more pain now.
Yeah.
Just over 2 years, and he said that he was like, give it 2 years, trust the process, and I kept trusting the process, and here we are 2 years later, and I'm still in more pain now than I was when I first had the surgery. He ended up putting a staple in the top of my foot, ended up crossing the 2 tendons to try to straighten it out, and I just wanted to see what I can do to get some help here.
Yeah, what you need to do is talk to a lawyer who is really an expert in the area of medical malpractice. And you need to do that quickly because the statutes are quick. Hang on just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the name of a person that you need to call.
Yep. Hold on. Let me try to find something right now. Okay, perfect.
I'll be right over here, man, while y'all.
Yep. So call Ben Ford Call Ben Ford at 205-927-0222.
0222.
And tell him that you got his name from me.
Okay.
And that's the best I can do. You just need to call Ben Ford and tell him what your situation is, and he will get you pointed in the best direction that you can be pointed.
Yeah, every time I try to ask questions, he'd just say, trust the process. And I said, well, this is, my
Well,
left
now
was
it's time
fine.
to get a second opinion. I mean, what you could do is go to a second doctor, but I would call Ben Ford first. They are world class. And
is there any reason why he said to wait 2 years?
Well, look, I'm not a doctor. I can't second guess his medical judgment.
Yeah.
Just call Ben Ford.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so much. I appreciate the information.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Chris. That's the way we get it done. I love it. Mikey or Mickey, but I'm going to guess Mikey is next. Mikey, is it Mikey or Mickey? Well, maybe it's neither. Maybe it's not on the phone anymore. Are you there, Mikey? Mickey? All right, Ryan, go over to Gene real quick, and let's see if we can get him. Gene, you in there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Gene, you got a question for Jay St. Clair?
Yeah, I have a small restaurant I rent from the town, and the lease is due in about 4 days to be renewed, the yearly lease, and they made some major changes, very costly changes, and I want to see what repercussions I have, seeing as I only have 4 days to sign the lease.
Wow. Well, I mean, you don't have to sign it. I would talk with them about it, Gene, and figure out what's going on. Why did it come down to such a late decision?
Well, they've been negligent on repairs to the building, and they've been fighting me about what's their responsibility and what's not. And they just never I've assumed, since they didn't bring me anything else, that we would just renew the current lease.
Right, okay.
But there's damages to the building.
Yeah, they sprung us on you at the last minute.
Yeah.
What I would do is just sit down and negotiate with them. But I tell you the other thing I'd be doing, Gene, I would go ahead and start looking for another property.
It's a real small town.
Well, I get it. And, so they sort of have a monopoly. They got some bargaining power. But
can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
Now, there's existing damage, and in the new lease that they haven't fixed to the structure of the property, like the steps, and the new lease says I accept the building as is. Does that negate their obligation to repair?
Well, it can. I mean, if they put that in there, if it were a residential place, they've got to keep it habitable. But this being a commercial property, then they can negotiate with you over who's responsible for repairs to the building. So I think they can. I don't think the law prohibits them from doing that. You just got to negotiate the best deal you can with them, Gene. But if I were in your shoes, I would already be looking for an alternate place. Because you need some bargaining power, Gene. You need to say to them, look, if we can't work something out here, I'm moving.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your own
I
house.
understand.
Yep.
Good luck, Gene.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, no.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no, good luck to you. We appreciate the telephone call. 51 after the hour, quick timeout, as many as we can possibly get in on the other side. It's Friday on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Jay St. Clair said?
It occurs to me, wherever you might live, the house is truly the heart of your home. so many wonderful memories. The kitchen, I should say, is the heart of your home, and so many wonderful memories happen in the centerpiece of the house, which is the kitchen oftentimes. If you're not satisfied with your current kitchen situation, I have a recommendation for you. It's Timberland Cabinets. I discovered these folks several months ago, and I said, y'all have got to let me talk about you on the radio. Not only are they made in America, these cabinets, these high-quality kitchen and bathroom cabinets are made in America, but they're also made right in Columbia, Tennessee. And you don't have to believe me. You can go tour the facility yourself, which is what I did. I went through and met some of the great folks that are employed by Timberland Cabinets, talked to them. They live right here. They work right here at Timberland Cabinets in Columbia, Tennessee, and they want to be your source for all things cabinets. They serve homeowners, home builders, remodelers, dealers across the United States of America, and we get the benefit of lower prices because they're right here and there's no shipping cost from Timberland. So I encourage you to see the solid wood, the hardwood cabinets designed to stand the test of time. They don't use some of those lower quality materials at Timberland. TimberlandCabinets.com is the website, TimberlandCabinets.com, or call Debbie or one of the teammates, 931-499-7170, 499-7170 for Timberland Cabinets.
There's nothing violent. Just give him some wisdom. But now he was at the that karaoke night we did. Oh yeah, we got on stage together. Yeah. Well, I left. I don't know if I saw that part or not.
Me, him, and Joseph sang "Unwritten" by Natasha Bedingfield.
I was running on fumes.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Cover Nash. Look, I think I'm a pretty smart guy. I know that y'all are the smartest listening audience on planet Earth, but I get confused when it comes to health insurance. And they make it that way, and they do it on purpose, right? They want health insurance, to feel like a mathematics examination. But at Cover Nash, they make it so simple. Number one, Shane Ring understands all of these things. He is, dare I say, he's a health insurance guru nerd, right? So he figures it out, he understands it all, and he can make it simple for you and your family. They can shop over 75 of the top insurance companies. Everything that's available to you in Tennessee, he has at his fingertips, and he can help figure out what is best for you. And that's his bottom line. He doesn't work for any health insurance company. He works for you at Cover Nash. So Shane wants to talk with you. He can do it over the phone. He can sit down with you in his office in Brentwood to help you understand exactly what your options are and what the best path forward might be. It's Cover Nash. Go to covernash.com. That's covernash.com. Or give him a call today at 615-465-0023, 465-0023. Cover Nash. Real health coverage on your terms, not the government's.
Retaliatory U.S. military strikes have been announced against Iran. We'll have the latest. Also, Pete Buttigieg and his family, they've been the victims of a false complaint and a watchdog group putting several Middle Tennessee hospitals on notice. We'll have that and more at 5 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Weekly on the radio show, and my gambling buddy, that I miss him, and I look forward to seeing him again. And Jay, I appreciate you as always, my friend. Thank you so much.
Hey, buddy, love you.
Love you too, and take care. Have a good weekend. Hey, keep Olivia straight. Tell her to keep those dogs out of your pool, buddy.
Well, we got, fireworks coming up. So.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. And you know what? I got the bad news, Jay. I'll tell you this before we go. I asked somebody in town, Mount Pleasant. I love it. You know how much I've enjoyed it. You've been to the house. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, how are we on fireworks? And the guy said, I hope you like them. I was like,
well, small town. And, come on, it's the 250th birthday.
Yeah.
Greatest country ever in the history of the world.
In the history of planet Earth. And we live right here. 250. Jay, we love you. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. There's Jay St. Clair. I apologize to those waiting, Matt, Ray, and David. Y'all, I'll give you some free legal advice. I'll give you Jay gives you real free legal advice. I'll give you some amateur legal advice if you want to hang on the line. In the 5 o'clock hour, we have Nincompoops in the news on the way, and I get to set the batting order today, which is awesome. Yeah, don't shake your head. Jay did? Yeah, he said I could set the batting order. Yes, he certainly did. I'm going first because I got a good one, and I don't want anybody stealing it. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hang in, see who gets to go first on Nincompoops in the News. That's coming up in just a few minutes on Super Talk.
It is 1 minute past 5 p.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories. Fear not, Ken Weaver will return on Monday. And I know folks have been wondering, so there you are. I've got a traffic report and a weather forecast coming up. U.S. Central Command, they have announced here just not that long ago that American forces, they have conducted military strikes on Iran in a powerful response to an Iranian drone attack on a commercial ship that was transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian drone-fitted storage facilities and coastal radar sites were hit by U.S. warplanes in retaliation for the attack on the MV Ever Lovely. That's a Singapore flag cargo ship. CENTCOM sent out a statement that said, in part, the unwarranted aggression against commercial shipping by Iranian forces clearly violated the ceasefire. It goes on to say that, furthermore, Iran's dangerous behavior undermined the freedom of navigation as commerce increasingly flows through the vital international trade corridor. We'll be passing along more on this as we learn it. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and his family, they've become victims of a false complaint to Child Protective Services in their home state of Michigan. Buttigieg says he was told to send his 4-year-old children away from their home until officials could complete their investigation into the hoax. ABC Stephen Portnoy reports.
The former transportation secretary says the order from officials not to be alone with his 4-year-old twin sparked some of the darkest hours of his life. Michigan State Police say they received an anonymous report targeting Pete Buttigieg, which officials ultimately determined was false. In a blog post, Buttigieg says he was told the anonymous caller contacted Child Protective Services, saying he'd spoken to a woman in Alabama who said Buttigieg once told her he had committed unspeakable crimes and that his children might be at risk. Buttigieg vows to press civil or criminal charges if he can.
Back here in the Nashville area, a watchdog group putting several Middle Tennessee hospitals on notice. A new report from Hospital Watch named 16 hospitals across Tennessee, 5 of them right here in Middle Tennessee, for allegedly failing to comply with federal price transparency rules. Those hospitals include Ascension, St. Thomas Midtown, and the St. Thomas Hospital for Specialty Surgery in Nashville, Rolling Hills Hospital, and Williamson Medical Center in Franklin, and High Point Health Sumner in Gallatin. Federal rules require hospitals to publicly post pricing so patients know what care is going to be costing before they're treated. According to the Associated Press, the Trump administration has warned more than 500 hospitals nationwide over similar violations, and hospitals that don't fix the problems could face some civil penalties up to $2 million. That's the latest news, traffic, and weather coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. Well, the wrecks keep on coming here. We've got a crash, 440 westbound just past Murphy Road. They pushed that one over to the right shoulder. 65 northbound at Long Hollow Pike up in Goodlettsville. We picked up a wreck there. 24 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard. That's an injury crash reported in Laverne. 65 southbound, the off-ramp to Harding Place, partially blocked. Still have a wreck there. Rosa Parks Boulevard at Broadway, we have a crash. And still, this stalled vehicle causing some problems. 24 westbound before Old Hickory Boulevard at exit 62. I'm Jay Harper.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the Matt Murphy Show continues. Thank you for being out there with us. We're about halfway home on this Friday edition. We'll call it a weekend coming up at 7 o'clock when we hand off to the Mark Levin Show. We're at Timms Ford Lake. Would love to see you, a gathered crowd here. I wish I could say it's for me. It's not. It's for the beautiful Twin Creeks Marina, the gorgeous property here on Thames Ford Lake. Come out, see it, enjoy some food from Drafts and Watercraft. Scotty's running around. You see Scotty's eyeball? Woo! Man, they said he got poked in the eyeball with a needle. My goodness gracious. And he's still slinging the best food in Winchester, Tennessee at Drafts and Watercrafts, and you can have some of that. If you come on out and see us, we'd love to say hello to you in person. Just a few breaking news stories. We'll get to a few of your telephone calls coming up in just a moment. Nincompoops in the news in less than 30 minutes. Senate Republicans are scrambling for a strategy to pass the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, or the SAVE Act, which would be an election reform bill, along with a $67 billion defense spending package that could go up to $350 billion in defense spending. After holding a meeting with President Trump this week, Donald Trump told GOP senators in very blunt terms that they needed to find a way to pass the SAVE Act. And Trump brought along the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, to try to press Republicans to pass it. His full court press on his top two agenda items gives Senate Majority Leader John Thune little time to get it past a Democratic filibuster in the 4 months left before Election Day. But here's the bottom line. John Thune's been dragging his feet for a long time, y'all. John Thune is lazy. John Thune is not in it to win it. John Thune is go along to get along. Those days are long gone in the United States Senate, and they need to do something to get this done sooner, as I say, rather than later. The Byrd Rule is now currently the parliamentarian rules of the moment, but the Byrd Rule essentially means nothing. They can change those rules at their whim. They can change those rules if they want to. Byrd Rule governs what legislation is eligible to be included in a budget reconciliation package. And the ruling has infuriated Donald Trump, who repeatedly called on Thune to change parliamentarians because the parliamentarian says no. And Trump's right, by the way. The parliamentarian does not supersede the Senate. The Senate is the elected body. The Senate sets the rules. The parliamentarian doesn't set the rules. So if there's a difference of opinion, then you ought to be able to do that. Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, urging Trump to use reconciliation, says just because the parliamentarian says no, you have to keep taking her feedback and massaging it. There's some really big legal brains out there in the world that can help us. That's according to John Kennedy. So we're monitoring that situation. And we're also watching as America strikes back against aggression. The Iranians, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but the Iranians lied to us. Y'all, they're not telling the truth. I mean, I know. It's hard to believe, guys. But the Iranians were not being serious when they said that they would agree to a ceasefire. They actually are just doing what they want to do anytime they want to do it. And they sent a drone to attack a Singapore cargo ship. We have responded in kind as a result of that, striking. And, Sally has offered a good question. We struck a supply hold, a hold for drones and other military arms in Iran. Why are there any of those left? Why are we striking one of those now? I thought we had destroyed all of those military targets previous to now, but apparently not. Apparently we had no idea that this one was there, but it's not there anymore as we have struck it and reportedly destroyed it. So that story's going on right now. And that's breaking news just coming down the pike. About an hour or so ago, the United States of America struck after a cargo ship was attacked. U.S. Central Command, just give you the rundown here, announced earlier today, that American forces struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations. Okay, so, once again, so did we only find out about these missile and drone storage locations after they sent the drone over, or did we know about this location site beforehand? We also struck radar sites in response to Tehran's attack on a commercial vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM said the strikes came after Iran hit a Singapore-flagged cargo ship in a one-way attack drone June 25th while the vessel was exiting the Strait of Hormuz. The command called Iran's attack unwarranted aggression that violated the ceasefire, and so we responded with fire of our own. And there you go. So the conflict is ongoing. And in the midst of that, we'll continue to update you on everything you need to know about that. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got David and Ray, and I think David has been holding the longest, but we're going to go to him one way or the other. David, you're on the Matt Murphy Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. What's up? How are you? Hey, David.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, David. I can hear you good.
Well, what I was wanting to talk to your lawyer friend about was in March, I thought I was having a heart attack, and I went to the hospital. Well, they do a cath on me, and they ran the cath through my artery and busted it.
Oh,
well,
no.
I bled out, and they tried to fix it, and they couldn't fix it, so they just tourniqueted it and sent me to St. Thomas West. And 3 or 4 days later, this thing blows up again, and I about bleed to death in their hospital.
Holy
So they called in a thoracic surgeon about 2 in the morning, and they cut me open, and they fixed the artery, I guess, and left the wound open. I'm talking about a wound you could lay your whole hand inside of.
Ew.
And they left it that way for me to heal. But I mean, is there nothing I can do that, they made a mistake and ran the cath through the artery? And I was in the hospital for 32 days because of it.
Well, that's
awful. Long time. And I lost 51 pounds. And I didn't lose 51 pounds. I mean, I went in weighing 223 pounds, and I come out of there weighing 171.
Good gracious.
So, yeah, and I was unconscious for 23 days.
The artery, was it in your leg?
Yes, sir.
The one that popped? Oh, my goodness.
Yes, sir, the femoral artery.
Yeah. No. My dad, when he was still alive, I mean, I know you didn't ask for this story, but it just reminds me of him. He had some surgery done, and they had to go through the femoral artery, and his popped open at home. And if it were not for my sister's husband, who was there at the time, he literally held that femoral artery closed while the ambulance got there. Otherwise, my dad would have bled to death. So it sounds like you were dealing with the same type of thing.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was they called my wife, and she's disabled in a wheelchair, and they called her at like 1 in the morning and said, your husband is dying here on the table. He's bleeding to death.
Oh, no.
And we want permission to do surgery.
Oh.
Well, and my wife pretty much said, well, what's my other alternative? You let him die or do the surgery. Get on with it. Get him fixed.
Yeah.
And but
David, I feel like you were going to ask Jay if you had a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Well, I have good news because I have young Jackson here next to me, and Jackson's going to tell you, based on his legal expertise, what you need to file a lawsuit with this medical facility. Jackson?
$140 and an orange pastel crayon.
$140 and a writing implement. So, yeah, the answer to your question is yes, you certainly can. I would encourage you to call an attorney, and we can get more specifics with Jay next week if you're listening next week and you want to ask Jay specifically.
Yes, sir, I listen all the time.
But, it sounds like now those doctors have a lot of fancy lawyers. They're thick as thieves, those doctors and the lawyers. They're probably going to push back, and they're probably going to tell you that you signed a form somewhere down the road that prevents them from being sued or whatever. But I would get to somebody in the legal profession and try to see what they can do.
Well, the thing of it was, when I got to the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack, you know how they put all the stickers on your chest and checking, I guess EKG or whatever.
Yes.
And they stuck me in the back of the neck, and I don't remember anything for 26 days from that point.
Gracious. You woke up and it was 26 days. That's incredible.
26 days later, yeah.
Wow.
And they sent me back to the other hospital after I was actually coherent, and that I came from, and I laid there for 6 days, and then they sent me to a nursing home.
David, have you talked to anybody? Have you talked to a lawyer?
I have not.
Yeah. I would.
Because the excuse I get was, "Oh, it just happens."
Well, no, that does not just happen. No, that certainly does not just happen. I would talk to someone that specializes in medical malpractice.
Okay.
And I wish I had a more specific piece of advice for you than that. But if you don't have satisfaction by next week, call my man Jay. He might have some more specific advice for you.
I will do that.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's been a harrowing experience, I'll tell you.
How are you now?
Well, I got out, like I said, in May. I think it was May the 20th, and it took till about 2 weeks ago for this wound to close up and heal. So I've been a long time healing.
Man, I bet.
And the biggest problem I got was my wife is disabled, and she really depends on me. And I had to hire people to come and help, because I wasn't able. And
David, I don't know. I wouldn't normally do this, but just in your case, Ryan, you said, is it Max? Yeah, patch Max in. David, here's what. Max is an attorney, and, why not? It's Friday. Let's try to figure some things out. All right, I think, we didn't lock him in. David, call back. I think we got Max on the line. David, if you're listening, maybe Max has got some advice for you because I think we lost David. Max, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, we accidentally lost to David. There's you got to jump through 14 hoops to get two lines on connected. But do you have any advice for him? I'm certain that he's still listening. Do you have advice for him?
Well, I can't give him specific advice to the case. Of course, your advice to him was spot on. He needs to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I hate to say this, but just because someone has a bad result does not therefore automatically mean that they have a viable lawsuit. What they have to show in a malpractice case is they have to get an expert, a doctor that can testify that the standard of care that the doctor in his treatment gave was substandard to what is expected in the medical community of where he is. And then if you can cross that threshold, then you get into all the other elements of what he's entitled to recover for. Like his wife's situation and having to hire folks to help with this and that and the other. When I was in law school, they said, if you had your magic wand, what you would do is wave that magic wand and put you back before all of this happened, like a car wreck or whatever. But we don't have that magic wand, and so monetary compensation is how you try to make up for some of the things that they've been through.
Right, you have to demonstrate there's negligence or something along those lines.
I had a client one time who had arthroscopic surgery in her abdomen, and they severed or the instrument cut into her spleen.
Oh my goodness.
And she had all kinds of sepsis and just horrible results. But we could not find an expert that would say that it's a terrible result, but that is not an uncommon risk that someone takes in that type of a procedure. So he needs to find, number one, he needs to get a good lawyer, and then number two, they have to find someone who can provide an expert opinion that he was given substandard care.
Max, this is great advice you're offering, and I appreciate your telephone call. Thank you so much for making it. 615-737-9986. I have lost my screen. Thank you. I've lost my screen on StreamYard, Ryan. So I don't know if that's something on your end or we need to reconnect. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll figure it out during the break. 22 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. for you to go at the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Let's get back in the game, men, with the Tennessee Men's Clinic. In Midtown, in Clarksville, in Cool Springs, and now in Murfreesboro. It's Tennessee Men's Clinic. Call today at 615-208-9090, 208-9090 for the Tennessee Men's Clinic.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, U.S. military officials confirming they have indeed launched retaliatory strikes against Iran. We'll have that story. Also, Alex Murdaugh, remember him? Well, he's back in court. We'll have those stories and more coming up at 5:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hello, friends. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show. We're at Timms Ford Lake at Twin Creeks Marina. Drafts and Watercrafts is right down the way. If you want some great food, you'll find it at Drafts and Watercrafts. We'd love to see you. It's an absolutely picture-perfect Chamber of Commerce afternoon, and we would love to see you. Get on out into the Tennessee Wild this weekend at Timms Ford Lake. You'll absolutely love it. 28 minutes after the hour. All right, Ryan, I don't know if I have the time before the news, but you said John Rose is on the line?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Let's go, man. I still don't have my StreamYard back up, so you've got to let me – it says I'm backstage. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I just resent you another invite.
Okay, so I just need to reset it. I got you. With that in mind, let's talk to John Rose. Congressman, what an absolute what an honor. How are you, sir? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, Matt. Good to hear your voice. I was just listening to the program and thought I would call in and
I'm glad you did.
Because you were talking about Save America.
Well, I mean, talk to me. Obviously, John, I don't want to lead the guest here in any way, but I would think that your opponent in the governor's race would kind of have a free crack at this. I mean, Senator Marsha Blackburn might want to tell us, well, we got to play nice because we want to accomplish the long game, whatever. But why are we playing nice in the Senate at this stage of the game when so much is at stake in November, John?
I completely agree, Matt, and that's why I wanted to call in. This is an interesting week. The Senate just cut and ran from Washington on us, taking a 19-day break when we've got something so critical to the future of the country hanging in the balance. And I think you said it well earlier. Majority Leader John Thune is just absolutely failing to get the job done. And unfortunately, the rank and file senators, including our own two, are giving him a pass, it seems to me, when they should be stepping up and joining the course that that President Trump is leading, which is, find a way to get it done. If Mike Johnson can get these things passed through the House, then John Thune ought to be able to, get his senators to march in the right direction on this issue. And I think you see that they don't really want to get this done.
Well, it's very frustrating, the excuse-making on the Senate side, and it's been going on for a long time, and I feel like the president has had enough of it. I can imagine that the House of Representatives is a little frustrated as well. I know you want to be, cordial to the other body, but at the same time, y'all are getting it done with, a 1 or 2 seat majority in the House of Representatives?
Absolutely, and at every juncture during this Congress, everyone has counted out Speaker Johnson, and yet at each step along the way, he's found a way to get the votes when we needed them to get the job done. We've passed Save America now 3 times, only to have it just languish over on the Senate, and that's true for so many of the things that we have been doing on the House side. And so, I know I think I've said this before, but this idea that we're going to let the Senate filibuster stand in the way of doing what matters most to Americans. I mean, you've said it, 83% of Americans, not just Republicans, it's over 90% of Republicans, over 70% of Democrats want this done. It's pretty straightforward, and the president, I think, is right to demand that John Thune get the job done. And I think, frankly, if John Thune can't get the job done, then the rank-and-file senators should step forward and say, we've got to make a change of leadership in the United States Senate, and we've got to take this on. And, I know you've talked about it a lot. We've never had the Republicans have never had a filibuster-proof majority. So
right.
They've used this excuse for far too long.
It makes me want to pull my control. Well, no, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Congressman, but I was going to say, you probably have less hair than I do because you've pulled yours out over this situation, and it makes me want to pull my hair out. That's their refuge is that, we've got to protect against the filibuster. I'm like, y'all have never had 60 Republicans in the Senate ever. So what are you even talking about? You're talking about fantasy land when you're talking that language.
Exactly. And the best way, they talk about the parade of horribles that could happen if the Democrats retake the Senate and they take out the filibuster. Well, of course they're going to do that. They've already told us that's what they plan to do. So the best way to avoid that is to deliver for the American people, and then they'll give us a majority in the Senate. And you've done the math. Republicans should always have a majority in the United States Senate. You can just add up the states and the seats. And so, the best way to make sure that we actually have that majority is to deliver the promises that we make to the American people and quit hiding behind this false pretext of the filibuster.
Well, John, I'm glad you called in today. I'm glad you offered your perspective on it. I know the listening audience is as well. I wish you could come see us down at Timms Ford Lake today, but come see us in studio sometime very soon. We're going to get you back in and spend a good portion of a day with you talking about these and other issues, okay?
I want to end with 5 words. Senate Majority Leader Rick Scott.
I like those 5 words, John. That's pretty good. All right. Have a great weekend, Congressman. We'll talk again very soon.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, take care. There's John Rose calling in. Thank you, Ryan, for holding us a little longer there. Obviously, the congressman called in. We didn't know he was calling in, but had a few thoughts to say. I mean, clearly, John wants to distinguish himself and between himself and Marsha Blackburn. He's running against Marsha for governor. There's no question about that. And so make no mistake that we understand, that. But I don't think John's wrong in this regard at all. All right, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Very late. Thank you, Jay Harper, for holding in. 34 after the hour on Super Talk.
34 minutes past 5 p.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories, a traffic report, a weekend forecast. They're all coming up, so just stand by. U.S. military officials confirm they have indeed launched retaliatory strikes against Iran after President Trump blasted the regime, saying it violated the ceasefire agreement between the U.S. by carrying out a drone strike on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Christiane Cordero is in D.C.
According to Iranian state media, this strike happened just off the coast, or really on the coast, off the Strait of Hormuz, essentially Iran's southern shores. And what U.S. Central Command is saying is that this was a response to yesterday's attack on a commercial ship that was transiting the Strait of Hormuz. We know that the Strait of Hormuz has been really the focal point of this war over the past several months.
Extreme heat slowing firefighting efforts in western states where dozens of wildfires are currently blazing out of control. Utah's governor's declared a state of emergency there and is restricting fireworks ahead of July 4th celebrations. Here's ABC meteorologist Ken Juicki as he reports.
Over in the west, it's going to get extremely dry for 2 days of extreme wildfire weather conditions. You don't get any worse than this in a lot of these locations, especially Nevada, Utah, and parts of California, Arizona there, where we have relative humidity down to about 5%. That's almost no moisture in that air. And those winds are gusting up to 50 miles per hour, but even sustained 25 to 35 miles per hour. So a windy day, regardless, with that extremely dry wind, that's going to fuel these fires.
Alex Murdaugh. He's back in court on Monday for the first time since the South Carolina Supreme Court overturned his double murder conviction after shocking jury interference. ABC's Peter Haralambous reports.
Newly assigned Judge Deborah McCaslin is set to hold a status conference to determine a schedule for a new trial, which prosecutors say they want as soon as possible. The status conference comes more than 3 years after a South Carolina jury found Murdaugh guilty of murdering his son and wife in a crime that captured global headlines. The South Carolina Supreme Court threw out that conviction last month after concluding that a court clerk tainted the jury's verdict by making comments to jurors that, quote, egregiously attacked Murdaugh's credibility and defense. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
That is the latest news, traffic, and weather coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. In Goodlettsville, still working to clear this wreck, 65 northbound and Long Hollow Pike. An injury crash still being addressed in Laverne, 24 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard near exit 62. 65 southbound. The off-ramp to Harding Place is still partially blocked due to a crash there. And this just popping up here, 24 eastbound before Old Hickory Boulevard at exit 40 in the Whites Creek area, an accident. I'm Jay Harper.
Hey friends, Matt Murphy for King & Associates Insurance. Your home and your automobile are two of your biggest investments. Have you protected those investments? At King and Associates Insurance, that's what they want to do. They want to protect you with coverage that fits your budget and your lifestyle. Whether you're a first-time homeowner and you're shopping for homeowner rates, a growing family, or just shopping for better automobile rates, they make it simple with no pushy salespeople, honest advice, personalized service, and policies that actually make sense. They did it for me, and I know they can do it for you. I've told my story in the past that I called King and Associates early on in the process of home buying. And they helped me out with homeowners, and Emery at King & Associates said, Murph, let me price the automobile. Let me bundle this together. I said, I'm probably good on automobile rates. He said, let me give it a shot. Saved me almost $400 a year on automobile alone, plus great rate on the homeowners insurance. They're local. They're independent. They work for you. 329-8121, 329-8121, tkinginsurance.com. That's tkinginsurance.com. King & Associates Insurance, protecting what matters most. Hey, friends, Matt Murphy for the Tennessee Men's Clinic. It has been said that guys don't like to go to the doctor, and I get it. I mean, I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac. I'm a little bit different, but if you're one of those guys and you just want to believe that you can plow through, there's some things that you won't be able to do that with. Energy levels, testosterone levels are one of those things. And guys, I understand that if we're talking about bedroom activity or intimacy, that can be a very personal subject. But here's the deal. Testosterone drop happens to just about every guy. And in some cases, it can dramatically affect your intimacy with your romantic partner. If this has happened to you, there's no shame in this game. Call the Tennessee Men's Clinic and allow them to help. Their qualified urologists are there for you. They have 4 separate locations, and they have urologists at every location. Less than $100 will get you your initial consultation. They'll draw a little blood. They'll figure out what's going on inside of your body. And they'll talk with you about what you're looking to accomplish, and they'll develop an action plan specific for you and for your needs. They have locations in Cool Springs, the original location in Nashville. Up in Clarksville, they got you guys covered, plus the brand-new spot in Murfreesboro. It's the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com or call them today at 615-208-9090, 208-9090.
Mike and Old Hickory.
Oh, Mike and Old. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't listen to the radio when I'm not working.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the Matt Murphy Show in progress from Timms Ford Lake at Twin Creeks Marina. Hello. Hope you guys are well. Man, the patriotic clothing is out in abundance. I mean, I'm wearing my America We Grow Beer hat. I'm looking. This fellow's not very patriotic at all. He's got the America wristbands, the hat, the glasses, the shirt. I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, is there anything more patriotic than 867-5309? That T-shirt's going on. Then I got a guy. What's your stand up, sir? Stand up, sir. I got to read this shirt. This shirt says, "Nothing like a nice cold beer after a nice cold beer." America.
Nothing more American than the Tennessee Volunteers.
Hell yeah. I see that American wristband. And then there's Jackson wearing his stupid Tennessee gear.
Go Vols.
Oh, well. Well, I guess any port in a storm.
Ryan, there's a little orange button in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh,
if you'd
boy.
hit that for me, please.
Yeah, give him a little something, Ryan. Give him a little something. Give him like 8 seconds of it.
Okay, hang on.
All right, you ready? A little orange button right in the corner. Give me like... Da, 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 and let's cut it. There you go. Perfect. I love it. I love it.
Didn't even get to the chorus.
I love it. I love it. Da, 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 and it's time to cut it off right now. Oh, such power, such control. There's another button over there that I believe says Nincompoops in the news, Ron. Why don't you go ahead and hit that? Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Nincompoops in the news.
That's right. It is time for our daily segment. Folks wait on it far and wide. It's Nincompoops in the news, where the three compatriots, normally it's Ken Weaver over in News Closet B. This week it's been Jay Harper. He's been performing very admirably for the news department. We gather headlines, we gather stories of nincompoopery. And, you know, really it's a combination of nincompooperi and ass-hattery. But nincompoops in the news has a better ring to it than ass-hats in the news. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
That's fair? Well, you know, Kirby says, I wouldn't speak too soon. But we're going to do it. Jay, are you back there in News Closet B, my friend?
Of course I am, Mr. Murphy.
Jay, you won yesterday.
Yes, I am aware.
And you need to let me go before Matt.
Jay.
What?
If that happens, Jackson goes in the water because Jackson knows my story, and he has promised to steal it if he goes first. Jay,
we've got the same story. We fish in the same pond, Jay.
No, that's not true.
It's all semantics.
Jackson said, I'm going to do a story about the NFL. That's what he said.
And then I found a better one that I really like. And
he found a better one?
And, Jay.
All right. I can't imagine that he found a better one.
Oh, my goodness.
Harper, I miss Weaver.
What would that be?
Tell him, Jackson. Jay, you hear what he said, Jay? He said he missed his kid.
Hey, so do I.
All right, Jay.
All right.
It's your selection.
Okay.
Pick wisely.
Jay, before you pick, I would just like to point out that Matt tried to claim yesterday your honorable victory away from you earlier today. He said, I get to pick the order.
Well, I did pick up on that, but, I did see before I left yesterday the YouTube vote. I mean, I won that in a landslide.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was a landslide all the way around, Jay.
Okay.
And I think what Jackson's doing right now, trying to divide you and I, is shameful.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
know
shameful.
Yes.
I really do. I think, but, the man has no shame.
Yes, I realize that.
I hope Jay does both our stories.
Okay.
I think my prediction is Jay's going to go first, and he's going to have the story anyway.
Yeah,
Jay, you get to pick. You get to pick the batting order.
I am going to be selfish, and I am going to go first.
Okay.
In honor of the return of Ken Weaver on Monday.
All right.
All right.
All right. Who gets to go second is the big question.
I'm going to go with Matt Murphy.
Yes. Yes.
Jay, I'm sending you a story idea.
Go ahead, Jay. Go with your story.
All right, here we go.
Uh-huh.
And if I hear groans from both of you when I
You'll
do
know.
this,
You'll know. You'll know immediately.
All right. Now I'm almost scared to do it.
Where's your story from?
That's a good question. I don't know that it actually says a location.
All right. I'm liking this already. Go ahead with this story.
All right. A woman has called out her sister for planning to name her baby daughter after a sexually transmitted infection.
Oh, no.
Insisting,
might win anyway.
Insisting, however, the spelling makes it, quote, a pretty name.
Oh, can I guess?
Can I guess?
I want to guess.
No, you go first.
I'm guessing chlamydia.
That's me.
Bing, 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 ding, ding, ding.
Go ahead, Jay.
The 30-year-old said her younger sister, 27, is about 6 months pregnant and thrilled to be the first to give their parents a grandchild. But when the sister revealed she had settled on the name, all three of us now, the name Chlamydia, but spelled Klamydia. The woman assumed it was a joke, and she burst out laughing. However, it was not a joke. The sister said she had seen people online calling it a pretty name.
Yeah.
And eventually decided it was cute.
That's awful.
Arguing the different spelling would keep folks from thinking of the STI right away and might even help remove the stigma.
Well,
the woman warned she was getting her daughter set up for years of bullying, but the sister accused her of being the child's first bully and said her husband, he likes the name too. Writing on Reddit, the woman said their parents also think the name's horrible, but they're too afraid of upsetting their daughter to say anything, hoping that she'll change her mind ultimately. Commenters overwhelmingly sided with the sister, with one joking about future siblings named gonorrhea and syphilis, and another calling the choice cruel and just borderline child abuse, which I agree.
Yeah.
Where, Jay, did you find out where this is from?
No, I tell you what, though. Let me do a little more digging.
sleuthing.
But,
I think it's going to be one of them states you can drop out in middle school. Because there's no way you're planning for this child to go to middle school with a name like that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. But
there's some weird names out there.
Yeah, this is I found this in the Daily Mirror. This is in the UK.
Lamangelo.
So that much, I guess we can assume, and it's probably over in the UK somewhere.
Arangelo. Yeah, the UK. We could see that.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of the UK, I'm going that way, Jay, for mine. That's a good one.
You go that way.
A 19-year-old man has admitted to deliberately defecating in a public swimming pool on multiple occasions, causing repeated closures and significant disruption to the community-run facility in West Wales. Dyford police confirmed that they've received reports concerning a series of criminal damage incidents involving waste material that was, quote, deliberately placed in the swimming pool at Newcastle Swimming Facility between February and May of 2026. According to a staff member at the pool, there were 18 separate contamination incidents, all resulting in the pool being closed while cleaning and safety procedures were carried out, and each of the incidents were caused by the same person. The pool is a community-run charity and separate from Newcastle Center, which is operated, yada, yada, yada. Both facilities are locally located independently. They're run by the school campus. In a statement issued after the police investigation, pool representative said the incidents had significant financial impact on the organization. Pool staff became extremely concerned and frustrated at the frequency of the incidents and worked hard to establish the identity of the responsible person. Along with additional protocols put into place, they scrutinized hours of closed-circuit television recordings and finally identified the responsible party. This information and evidence was then relayed to the police. Following this, they confirmed a 19-year-old man from the Cardigan area was identified and interviewed by officers. The man fully admitted his offenses. The matter was dealt with through local officials. The gentleman said that it was apparently not a medical or health-related issue. It was more of a mental issue involved in the pooping. 19 separate poop-based incidents. That is my nincompoop in the news. Jackson?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, have you seen this Detroit Lions corner?
I have not.
Terrion Arnold, Detroit Lions cornerback, arrested facing felony kidnapping and robbery charges.
Uh-oh.
Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold is facing multiple felony charges after he was arrested Wednesday in Tampa, Florida, in connection with a robbery and kidnapping in early February. Tampa police previously arrested 6 other individuals involved in a targeted armed robbery that took place shortly after midnight on February 4th, during which 3 men were pistol whipped, held at gunpoint, and robbed, according to police.
Nice.
Police say Arnold was the primary conspirator. He is accused of coordinating and directing the co-defendants to lure the 3 men to an apartment where the assault occurred. Arnold turned himself in and was taken into custody in Tampa on Wednesday night. He faces 4 counts of kidnapping and armed robbery. All of this carries a potential sentence of life in prison. The state attorney's office said it would file a pretrial motion to keep Arnold in jail, all that stuff. Not good stuff.
No.
According to the police investigation, this is where the nincompoopery comes in. The incident began after personal property belonging to Arnold and others was stolen February 1st from an Airbnb that Arnold rented in Largo, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This added up to about $250,000.
I'm going to hesitate doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway because this might secure you the victory.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Where this fella, what's his name again?
Yeah.
Terrion Arnold?
Yes.
Is that his name? Jackson, where did he go to college?
He went to college at Alabama.
It's over.
I got an Alabama story, too.
Bama fella, huh?
So Arnold, so they lured these 3 men to the apartment, and I'm gonna make a long story short because we're already running late. But to make a long story short, they got the wrong guys. So they kidnapped, pistol whipped these guys at gunpoint.
And they were the wrong guys?
They were not the people. The police have determined that these are not the guys who robbed Terrion Arnold earlier that week. And so this guy, who he was a first-round pick in 2024, a 5-year NFL contract, is now facing life in prison. And he didn't even get the right guy.
They don't teach them a lot over there in Tuscaloosa, do they?
No, they're just they just learn. They just try to color inside the lines, Matt.
Yeah, all we do is speed over in Athens.
Well, did he come from the transfer portal from Tennessee?
He did not.
Oh, okay.
I'm uncomfortable when Jay does his impersonation of you.
I don't think it's me.
You don't think it's you?
No, that's that's old boy.
Ryan, I'll give you I'll give you a crack at this right after the break, but we got to do this first. Ryan's got a story. He wants to participate, but I think we probably should go to the break real quick. That's Nincompoops in the news. We'll let Ryan go in a moment. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Stand by. So, ladies, I want to talk to you for a moment. Have you just had a baby? If so, if you're listening to me and you're a new mama, congratulations. And your body is trying to get kind of back to normal where it was before, and it's tough. I have an idea for you. Contours LLC is a spa in Franklin that uses non-invasive red light technology to get rid of the fat and tighten the skin. The technology's been around for a while, and Contours has been in business for about 5 years. Incredible success stories and real results. They guarantee you'll lose at least 2 inches across your midsection. First treatment is free. The process is natural, it's safe, it's effective. The technology is FDA cleared. It works instantaneously. So I invite you to take an hour out of your crazy day, out of your crazy schedule, and relax under the light that will lose inches off of your waist. The first visit is only $99. What do you have to lose? I'll tell you in a minute. Call Contours today, 615-236-9960, 236-9960, or online at contoursllc.com. What do you have to lose? But inches. Hey, friends, Matt Murphy. You know, there's a lot of things Americans are split on, politics, working from home versus the office. There's one thing that we can agree on. Taking your car in for repairs can be sometimes complicated and oftentimes frustrating. Your repair is only as good as the person under the hood. Most of the problems in fixing your vehicle is a knowledge issue. Not somebody trying to rip you off. They just don't know what to do. A lot of techs are not properly trained. They end up guessing as to what to do as opposed to knowing what to do. For Eurofix, they do things a little differently. Every visit starts with a free 15-minute no-wrench inspection, so you know exactly what's going on before they start to work. At Eurofix, they pay their techs more than any other company does to attract the best and the brightest talent. Eurofix also fixes European vehicles at below dealer pricing. They have a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all the work that they perform. Rental cars are, of course, available at every appointment. Locally owned, family-run with 5 locations. Call today. Eurofix, myeurofix.com. That's myeurofix.com or 844-EUROFIX.
It is 1 minute past 6 p.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories. Stand by for a traffic report and your weekend forecast. U.S. Central Command has announced here a couple of hours ago that American forces conducted military strikes on Iran in a powerful response to an Iranian drone attack on a commercial ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian drone storage facilities and coastal radar sites were hit by U.S. warplanes in retaliation for yesterday's attack on the MV Ever Lovely. That's a Singapore-flagged cargo ship. The CENTCOM issued the following statement, or at least partially here. The unwarranted aggression against commercial shipping by Iranian forces clearly violated the ceasefire. The statement went on to say, furthermore, Iran's dangerous behavior undermined freedom of navigation as commerce increasingly flows through the vital international trade corridor. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about this. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and his family have become the victims of a false complaint to Child Protective Services in their home state of Michigan. Buttigieg says he was told to send his 4-year-old children away from their home until officials could complete their investigation into the hoax. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
The former transportation secretary says the order from officials not to be alone with his 4-year-old twin sparked some of the darkest hours of his life. Michigan State Police say they received an anonymous report targeting Pete Buttigieg, which officials ultimately determined was false. In a blog post, Buttigieg says he was told the anonymous caller contacted Child Protective Services, saying he'd spoken to a woman in Alabama who said Buttigieg once told her he had committed unspeakable crimes and that his children might be at risk. Buttigieg vows to press civil or criminal charges if he can.
Well, happy birthday to a centenarian. Mel Brooks celebrates his 100th birthday on Sunday. The American Film Institute, in honor of Brooks, has proclaimed that his 1974 movie, Blazing Saddles, as the funniest film of all time. Here's a clip featuring our good old buddy. Remember Cleavon Little as Sheriff Bart?
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yes, indeed. Mel Brooks, 100 years of age on Sunday. That's the latest news, weather, and traffic coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. Well, we still pretty much got the same issues we had here a bit ago. 24 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard, a crash in Laverne. It's been pushed over to the right shoulder. 8th Avenue South at the Styx Roundabout, we've got a wreck. Rosa Parks Boulevard at Broadway, that's been there a while in the Arts District. That is still there, a crash. And 24 eastbound before Old Hickory Boulevard in the Whites Creek part of the area. Exit 40, we still have that crash. I'm Jay Harper.
All right, friends, we've gotten here. It's the final hour of the week, at least for us. Many of you are already off for the week, and perhaps you've got a couple of days of rest and relaxation. Maybe even beyond that, maybe you've got a few days off next week as we're celebrating America's Independence Day throughout the course of the week next week, and really throughout the course of the month of July. It is the 250th birthday of America. Regardless of whether you're off already or not, we thank you for listening to the radio show. Thank you for being a part of it. 615-737-9986. We're here till 7 o'clock tonight, but we do like to remind those of you that make the weekend possible, weekend warriors all, firefighters, police officers, EMTs, for all first responders, ambulance drivers and whatnot, the doctors and the nurses, the restaurateurs, the truck drivers, those of you that work on Saturdays and Sundays that make our Saturdays and Sundays special and better. We thank you, weekend warriors, for everything that you do. We salute you. We appreciate you on the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Now, 8 minutes past the hour. I don't want to forget to do this. Things are getting a little loud and crazy at Tim's Ford Lake. We got music in the background. You can hear that. That's over at the Drafts and Watercrafts location. They're playing some Waymore's Blues over there, buddy. I got Waylon for fit. I mean, that's pretty solid. Little old school Waylon. So we've got Ryan's story to go. A lot of you YouTubers are frustrated because they're like, where's the poll? Where's the poll? We're going to let Ryan go first, then we're going to put up the poll. We're going to let folks vote. So Ryan has our fourth and final nincompoop in the news story. Ryan?
And it's my first one, too.
Yeah, first
KY jelly-wielding thieves who thought they were slick are now knee-deep and on the runs in Alabama. Pell City Police Department is investigating an attempted ATM burglar that occurred at Metro Bank during the early morning hours today, Sunday, June 14, 2026. A Pell City officer conducting proactive business checks observed suspicious activity at the bank and interrupted the crime in process. The suspects fled the scene before obtaining any money from the ATM, and they used petroleum jelly to actually cover the cameras so that they could not be seen.
That's pretty good.
This again is in Pell City, Alabama.
That's, who are the nincompoops in this story, Ryan?
They left their car, a bunch of identifying details,
and
that would
make them
they're
nincompoops.
Basically being hunted down like,
So
a human
congratulations
fox
for being smart enough to use the KY jelly on the surveillance cameras, but you're being nincompoops because you left everything else to identify yourselves. I like it. I kind of like that. That's good. All right, well, there you go. That's how you do it. We vote early, vote often. Supertalk 99.7 WTN, 615-737-9986. Ryan's going to crank up the YouTube poll, and you can vote over there as well. We'll keep the poll open to 6:30 tonight in advance of the closure so that everybody can get in and vote for either Ryan, Jackson, Jay Harper, or the winner, Matt Murphy. Now, speaking of voting, are we going to watch a movie this weekend? Yes? What do you think? Where are you at on it? So we have Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem ongoing, and Jackson and I select a movie for each other to watch on a weekly basis. We've been doing the same movie, and I think we need to watch something of a patriotic nature.
It's not the 4th of July is next weekend, Matt.
So you have a problem celebrating the 4th of July 2 weekends in a row?
No, it's just you've really harped on this theme. I have one that's not exactly in that theme.
Oh, I see. So what is your theme? What is your movie? Are you going to tell me yet?
No, we're waiting until 6:35.
All right. Well, mine's patriotic, so I don't know what to tell you.
What's yours?
I don't know yet, but it's going to be patriotic. What? Yeah, my father-in-law is feeding the fishes right now, so I'm a little distracted. My apologies. All right. Dave Portnoy, y'all probably know Dave Portnoy. He's the One Slice Pizza Review and Barstool Sports. I give credit where due. Dave Portnoy has pointed this out. We're watching New York City turn socialist. I mean, literally turn socialist before our very eyes. And as we watch as New York City turns socialist, in a way, as Portnoy puts it, and I think it's a worthy discussion, you have to give Zoran, is it Zoran? Zohan? Whatever, yeah. I don't give a crap. Mom Donnie, you have to give him credit in a certain way because he's not shying away from what he is. He is admitting openly and actively that he is a socialist, and he's doing exactly what he said that he would do when he was elected mayor of New York City. He is turning New York into a communist, anti-American city. And he promised that he would do that. And all along he's made that promise. He has now begun the process of expanding that reach and that scope by getting other socialists, like-minded socialists, elected. Politicians like this Avilia Chevalier, and I might be mispronouncing her name. It's Chevalier, Chevalier. Avita Chevalier was elected. And Portnoy has collected a series of things that she has said or posted on the X machine or done, right? And these are not jokes. These are things that she actually said, posted, or did before getting elected in New York City as a political figure. These are all facts. She founded a group at Columbia with the express goal. Their mission statement was to overthrow Western society. This woman is now an elected politician in New York. She called on all white women and called them ugly colonizers and said that no black males or brown males should ever marry a white woman because that would be contributing to colonization. She said that she wishes that she could wipe her, quoting now, ass with the American flag. She literally stood in the streets of New York City waving a Hamas flag the day after the October 7th, 2023 attacks against the Israeli people that ultimately led to the death of almost 1,400 people. She has openly stated that any borders preventing those who want to come to the United States of America, any borders that would prevent anyone from coming that wants to come, that is an act of colonization and should be eliminated. She has stated that she wants to abolish all police departments across the United States of America. She has stated that she wants to abolish all prisons and have immediately release all individuals. Folks, I know that you think I'm not making any of this up. She said all of these things, collected by Portnoy, reported by Matt Murphy. She wants to abolish all prisons and have any prisoner that's currently incarcerated in prison released from prison. She has said that there might be some punishment that is merited, but that prisons are wrong. She wants to abolish all deportation of anyone in the country illegally, and obviously if you don't have borders, then you can't very well have deportations either. She clarified that even if a non-citizen, and she's on the record, and once again, this woman's name is Daria Avila Chevalier, who was just elected in New York City to represent New Yorkers in their state assembly. That she's on the ballot, actually, as a Democrat, and she'll get elected to office because she's in a Democrat. She's in a Democrat district. She said that if a non-citizen who has come into the United States of America illegally murders or rapes anyone in this country, that they still should not be deported. She has said that the United States is on stolen land and that we should give major swaths of the land back to Native Americans. She has never actually had a job, and that is a fact as well. But on the bright side, as Portnoy notes, at least she's never said that America deserved 9/11. But wait, another person that Mamdani endorsed, Aberquasa, did say that. Aberquasa said in New York City that America deserved 9/11. Said that. It is a crazy world that we live in, indeed. And that happened in New York City. What I can tell you is, as I said in the aftermath of these elections, that we better wake up and we better recognize the importance of getting to the polls and voting. We better recognize the importance of coming to some semblance of agreement with regard to where we are from a political perspective, because we might disagree on some things, but if we agree on 85 or 90% of the stuff, that's good enough. I think on the eve, if you will, of America's 250th birthday, it's important to note that we are not guaranteed by birthright that we keep the greatest country ever conceived by man on God's green earth. That is not just a given that we have that in front of us. We have to earn it, and we have to work to keep it. And if we don't work to keep it, there are evil forces on planet Earth that will take it away from us. And I believe that communism/socialism is evil. The promise and the premise is so appealing, right? And you can, we can cast aspersions and we can call names and we can talk about how naive or ridiculous some people are to suggest that socialism should be a draw. But, if you think about it, socialism is such a draw, especially to younger people, because it sounds awesome. It sounds wonderful. It doesn't exist in the real world. It's only until implementation that you recognize the harsh reality of what it takes to have socialism. Because socialism requires that there's a centralized force that commands that you do and live your life in a manner of their choosing, not in a manner of your choosing. That you have to abide by the will of the controlling element of governance, as opposed to live a life of freedom and liberty, one of your own choosing. That's a very frightening thought. But it's right here. It's right in front of us. And sadly, I don't think enough people recognize how close we are to seeing dramatically different. New York is about to see. New York is literally about to FAFO, right? New York's doing it. Seattle, Washington's doing it. Portions of California are doing it, where they are going all in on this level of socialism. And look, we all agree to a certain level of socialized society. Civilized society kind of demands that. And I'll give you an example. Our water table, right? We long ago agreed that there are certain things, electricity is another one, that there are certain things that we will socialize in our society so as to make it easier to transmit and easier to receive these basic necessities or these basic utilities. So water for cities is a socialized system. We pay into the system. We expect that the government will run the system for us, and we expect when we turn the tap on, the water will be there. That, I would suggest, is a reasonable approach to water usage, especially in metropolitan areas. Is it socialism? Well, it's not socialism as a political philosophy or political policy. It is socialism in the sense that we collectively as a society have decided to do something in a particular way. Liberals want to do that in every private sector arena, every single one of them. And they do not want to allow individuals to work hard to earn a living at their own choosing or of their own choosing and to succeed based on their hard work. The basic premise of socialism is from each according to their ability, to each according to their need. Which doesn't work in practice. It's never worked, and it also has to. It always has to happen at the force of a gun. at the force of a gun. If you wonder why liberals are so obsessed with gun regulation, it's because they want to take them away. Because the only way to fully achieve the dream of socialism is to have an unarmed population. And if you don't believe me, ask any population that's gone through socialism. They got disarmed before it happened. 615-737-9986. If you've got thoughts on it, we'd love to hear from you. I got Dave over there. Dave will get to you momentarily right after this brief timeout. It's 21 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. For the Glock store. Get on out to the Glock store this weekend. Have you been yet? You need to go. You need to see the incredible retail shop that is the Glock store. And while you're there, talk to the gang about touring the Shoot 270 rooms. They never have lanes. Rooms are where it's at. I will never again shoot in a lane because I don't need to. I've got the Glock store. And it's a superior way to shoot. Now, if you've been in a lane, I mean, you get it. I mean, you see the target, you aim at the target, you shoot at the target, you hit the target, or you don't. In the Shoot 270 room environment, they set up different scenarios for you. And that 270, if you think of a circle, is 360 degrees. You've got a 270-degree field of vision where you can shoot at any angle in that 270 degrees. So that gives you a more realistic training session. Plus, you have a professional trainer right there with you. Mitch and his team are so good at what they do. They give you one-on-one training. You come out every single time a better, more confident shooter. You know more each time. No matter what your proficiency level might be, they can help you improve at the Glock store. So, online, go to glockstore.com or shoot270.com. Or better yet, stop by, say hello, tell them I sent you, see what they have to offer, and maybe buy a gift for yourself or a gift for a loved one at the Glock store. Glockstore.com, shoot270.com, or on Air Lane Drive, which is just off of Elm Hill Pike. Elm Hill Pike, just off of Briley Parkway. And Briley Parkway is convenient to anywhere within the sound of my voice. It's the one and only, the Glock store.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll have more on retaliatory U.S. military strikes that have taken place against Iran today. Also, the death toll continues to rise in Venezuela, and we'll have the closing money news for the week. That's all coming up at the bottom of the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Jay Harper. That's Jay Harper back in News Closet B. By the way, Jay, you've done a great job this week. I know that's hard work. It's a long day, but good work this week, man.
Well, thank you, Matt. It's always fun hanging with you, bud.
Well, it's a fun hanging with you, too. I know we don't get to talk a lot because they don't allow me in News Closet B anymore after that unfortunate incident that I'm not allowed to talk about on the radio. But other than that, I certainly appreciate you being in for Ken Weaver. We got Ken back next week. Jay's done a great job this week, and kudos to him. We're out at Tim's Ford Lake at Twin Creeks Marina. Lots of folks out and about. I wish I could say they're all out for us, but I think they're eating at Drafts and Watercrafts. We've got movies to assign. I'm looking over patriotic movies, and I'm kind of, you know what, I'm doing the process of elimination with you, Jackson. You say that you already have a movie picked out for me?
I do.
Uh-huh. I'm working on yours.
Just list off a couple of patriotics. I'll let you know if I've seen them.
All right, so I'm crossing some off. You want to hear ones that I've crossed off already? Yep. Saving Private Ryan.
Seen it.
Great movie.
Great movie.
But probably not what we're looking for. Apollo 13.
Not seen it.
It most certainly is patriotic. I mean, I understand that it's scientific, but it's a can-do attitude, call to duty. Houston, we have a problem. Come on. Well, Kirby says it's not patriotic. Okay, that's fair. All right, that's fair, Kirby.
No, I want that one in the running.
Well, we'll keep it in the running.
All those astronauts were military guys.
That's true. That's true.
I think it counts.
Listen.
It's like Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Kirby says it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Y'all hear me? Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Patton, I struck it off the list. Patton is a very patriotic movie, but Patton is also like 4 hours long. I don't think Jackson would get through half of Patton. I mean, he'd fall asleep. So
The Patriot.
Patriot's a good one. One that is, I'm hoping that you haven't seen one particular movie, but I think you'll like it.
What is it?
Rocky IV.
I've seen Rocky IV.
You've seen Rocky IV?
I've seen all the Rockies.
I don't believe you.
That's the Eye of the Tiger one, right?
No, that's Rocky III. I thought it was Rocky III. Eye of the Tiger? No, it's Eye of the Tiger is when he. No, I think it's Rocky III. It's Clubber Lang. It's Rocky III. Oh, I got confirmation, Kirby still says it. Kirby's standing his ground.
Rocky IV is the one with the Russian.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I have seen that.
He's like a piece of iron.
They all kind of run together.
You see, he's not.
And then in Creed.
The end of it. Tonight, my favorite part of Rocky IV is tonight. I seen a lot of changing.
Yeah, that's so boring.
If I could change, and you could change, the whole world could change.
But in Creed, he fought that guy's son. The guy from Rocky IV.
Yes, that's the premise of Creed.
One of the Creeds.
Yeah, because in 4, spoiler alert, Apollo Creed gets killed.
Yes.
By the Russian.
And that's...
It's an exhibition!
Yeah. So, yeah, I've seen that one.
Top Gun.
Top Gun's a good one. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. See, if I assign Jackson Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, we would Monday I would be telling you another story called Mr. Jackson Goes to Work Somewhere Else, because I don't think Jackson would want to see.
I'm looking at this movie right now. You're absolutely 100% correct.
Jackson's one rule. Jackson gets a grumpy face when I give him a movie he doesn't like, and I do that with a certain level of pleasure. But what was your one rule? Remember your one rule?
No, I don't remember.
No black and white.
Oh, yeah. This breaks rule number one.
Jackson's like, black and white, I just go ahead and take a bunch of pills, go to bed.
Here's the thing. It was exclusively done to get rid of Gone with the Wind.
But, see, Gone with the Wind's in color. It was one of the first movies in color. Oh! Gone with the Wind. There's a nice patriotic film.
We are not doing Gone with the Wind.
Look, I say when it's quitting time at Terra. It's quitting time.
Isn't that movie on 2 VHSs?
Yeah, it has an intermission. It has an intermission.
Oh, okay. Rule number 2 is no intermissions.
It has like a 15-minute intermission.
What does it do during the intermission?
It plays. There's a musical. There's a musical number.
Do I have to fast forward through the intermission?
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Right. There you go. Kirby's exactly right. Kirby, tell them. Get on the line.
It was so that they could change those movie reels so that you would have an intermission on a really long movie.
And they had
Wizard of Oz.
And they wanted you to, a little bathroom break, a little potty break.
The popcorn break.
Go to the popcorn machine. Yeah.
Go get your refill.
Hey, I'll give you a patriotic movie. Neither one of you have ever seen Keeper of the Flame. It's from like 1930.
All right, we're going to take that under advisement.
Catherine Hepburn.
If you have a movie suggestion, get them in. 615-737-9986 on the line. Jackson will offer his. I'm going to offer mine, and then we're going to let the folks on the YouTube chat vote on which movie we'll be watching over the weekend. I've got one more question for you, and it's a film that you would probably like, Jackson. Have you ever seen the 1981 film Stripes?
Have not.
Look, did you see this? Did you see your reaction when I said that?
The
Jackson,
EM50.
You would dig.
Or an assault vehicle.
Lighten up, Francis. All right,
how's it going, Eisenhower?
I might have to.
Just the facts, Jack.
Just the facts, Jack. You can't leave. All the plants will die. Yeah, that might be my recommendation. It's a good one. It's a comedy. Bill Murray, John Candy, a lot of actors that you've known. All right, 33 after the hour. I am late. Ryan, thank you for your patience. We'll get back to those suggestions in moments. It's time for the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
33 minutes now past 6 p.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories, a full forecast, and a traffic report coming up. U.S. military officials confirm they have indeed launched retaliatory strikes against drone and missile sites in Iran after President Trump blasted the regime, saying it violated the ceasefire agreement with the U.S. by carrying out a drone strike on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Christiane Cordero reports from D.C.
The Strait of Hormuz has been really the focal point of this war over the past several months. All of those ships were stuck behind the strait. We have started to see a little bit of movement through, given the release of the naval blockade and Iran easing some of its controls. All of that was conditional of this ceasefire. Now that ceasefire is certainly in question because of these back and forth strikes, each side alleging that the other has once again violated the ceasefire.
The death toll in Wednesday's double earthquake in Venezuela now approaching 1,000, and it's expected to increase even more. Thousands are injured or missing. Relief efforts continue to be underway, as a lot of it is coming from Florida, where several organizations are coordinating donations and shipping to help the Venezuelans in the disaster zone. ABC Miami spoke with Yuli Gobea, who was making relief donations in South Florida.
It makes me happy at least to see us that even if we have differences and stuff, we can all come together in time of need. And we're just here trying to help a little bit and do what we can.
That is your latest news. I've got traffic and weather coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News. Things starting to calm down a little bit on Nashville roadways. Still got a few crashes, though. 8th Avenue South at Craighead Street. In Laverne, 24 eastbound at exit 62. It's a crash, but it's been pushed over to the shoulder. A new one up in the Two Rivers area. This an injury crash up near Opry Mills. Briley Parkway southbound past exit 11. Old Hickory Boulevard at Edmondson Pike. A crash reported there. I'm Jay Harper.
Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy for USS. That stands for United Structural Systems. Here's the deal. When you own a home, do you know what's going on underneath the home? Do you know what's going on in the foundation of your home? You probably don't, because we're not trained to understand that, and it's all hidden away, right? You do need to know, though. What you don't know can hurt you when it comes to the foundation of your home, and they understand that at USS. USS stands for United Structural Systems, and since 1994, they've been keeping homes stable and dry in and throughout Tennessee for that length of time. Over 30,000 satisfied customers at USS. I want you to do this. Make the call for a free inspection. That's what I did as soon as I bought my house in Mount Pleasant. You know, I felt comfortable about the inspection. I felt comfortable that everything was A-OK, but I wanted the assurance from USS. These are the experts, and I got it. Right? USS came out to the house. They gave us the thumbs up. They said, congratulations, you're all good. Your home looks great. No worries for the foreseeable future. You want that type of assurance, that type of comfort, that peace of mind? Give USS a try. USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com for our friends at USS. So when you walk into a location that purports to be a safe seller, right, and you see like 4 safes in the corner and all of them got a little dust on them and you can't find the manual anywhere and you don't know what the combination is and nobody seems to know what the combination is, are you in the right place? I would suggest that you're in the wrong place. When you walk into Nashville Safe House, number one, you walk through the lobby area and they have more safes in their lobby than most places have in their entire location, which is pretty cool. Then you walk into the main showroom area, and it's kind of a warehouse feel to it, but there's a maze of safes. There's like 200 safes in that one area alone of all different shapes and sizes and colors and name brands. They've got Browning, they've got Fort Knox, they got all the name brands that you know and love. And that's only about 200 of the safes. They have about 600 of the safes in stock. 600 safes in stock. Why? Because they want to make sure that they have the safe that's right for you. They believe that it's important. Mark and Jill and the rest of the team think it's important for you to touch the safe, feel it, know that it's the right one for you. And that's what it's all about in Nashville Safe House, is getting you the comfort of the knowledge that you're protecting your family, you're protecting your loved ones, you're protecting your valuables through a safe with Nashville Safe House. Go to NashvilleSafeHouse.com, NashvilleSafeHouse.com, or stop by 4th Avenue South in Nashville, across from City Cemetery. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Nashville Safe House. All right, Mr. Ryan, we will ask of you to present a poll in moments. That poll will include 3 movies. Of those 3 movies, the audience, the YouTube chat, will vote on one film, and that film will be our movie that we watch over the weekend. Are you in agreement with this, Jackson?
I am in agreement,
all right.
Per usual.
All right, so
what's the names?
Oh, what is this? Oh dear. Pardon me. I'm having a Virgin Bananas Foster right now. Hold on. Everyone stand by. Jackson, fill for a moment.
All right. Welcome in to the Matt Murphy Show. Or actually, you know what? I'm taking over. It's the Jackson Show now. Kirby's alongside with me, my co-host here at Tim's Ford Lake here in beautiful Winchester, Tennessee, as Matt sips his beverage.
Hey, you know what? This would be even better if you put some liquor in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thank you. Scotty and his team. We're going to get to Dave in just a moment. Scotty and his team do such a great job at drafts and watercrafts. And I say this behind his back, and I'm going to say it in front of his face because Scotty's standing right here right now. when people think, oh, we're going to the lake, we're going to have a great time at the lake, and we'll grab some food, they think they're getting lake food. This is such a step above, 4 steps above what you have ever gotten at a lake in your life. Y'all need to come to Drafts and Watercrafts. They are so good at what they do. Am I right? I'm all right. I know I'm right. Real quick, let me get it. Here are the movies, because I want Ryan to get this poll up. My movie is Stripes from 1981. What's your movie?
My movie is going to be Hoppers, the Pixar movie that came out this year.
Pixar movie, Hoppers. My movie is Stripes. Kirby, you get the third selection. Are you going to go Keeper of the Flame?
Well, I'm going to trump you with Miracle.
Oh, Miracle. That's
I've
a good
seen
one.
Miracle. It's a great movie.
Too. It's a great movie. We can watch it again. I mean, we can watch it again.
Yeah. Are we watching this movie tonight here?
Maybe.
Over a little bit of
over some beverages and food, over a delicious pickle and bacon pizza.
I think I'm going to go with the Little Mac.
Yes, that's my favorite.
The Little Mac is, listen, Scotty, they do such a great job with food here. Dave is here, I think. Dave's been holding on for so long, and I apologize, Dave. Dave, it is not Ryan's fault, but I'm going to blame him. Is that fair? That's fair. Dave, what's going on, brother?
That's fair. Yes, that's fair. Is Scotty still there?
He just walked off. He just walked away. And do you know Scotty, Dave?
Yeah, I know Scotty very well. He's a great guy. I just wanted to throw out a shout-out to Scotty and Drafts and Watercrafts, and wanted to make a quick announcement. I know Scotty's been announcing all week this week. When we were there Monday for trivia, he did likewise. And tomorrow night, there's a special concert there, and the band is Forever 13. They're from Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
And the music is going to be phenomenal, the entertainment, the food, the service, etc. And I guess as far as the movie goes, I'll vote for Independence Day. And just wanted to thank you for what you do and for your service.
Well,
and
Dave,
thanks for being in Winchester.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure. Thank you, Dave. I'm sorry you held for so long. That's on me.
That's fine.
I give.
I was enjoying listening to you about what you're saying about Mondami and the communists and the crazies, and just continue to build MAGA. Have a great weekend. And have a happy Independence Day, everyone.
Happy Independence Day to you too. And thank you, Dave. I'm as guilty as anybody of saying 4th of July, and I don't get caught up on it, but it's Independence Day, right? I mean, it's Independence Day. It happens to be, as Kirby just noted, which is exactly right. It happens to be on July 4th. That is when we celebrate. That is the day that the signers of the Declaration of Independence authorized the document declaring our independence from the tyrannical rule of King George III. So we, in a colloquial way, say 4th of July, but it is truly Independence Day. And it is important that we remember the reason that we celebrate, the reason that we have a good time with family and friends, the reason we get out on the lake. All of those things are important. Now, I appreciate Dave's vote for Independence Day.
I love that movie.
I love that movie, too.
It is honestly one of my favorite movies of all time.
It is a great film.
You ever see the sequel?
No.
Oh, I should have made my I haven't seen it either. I should have made that my movie.
So you don't know if it's good or not?
No.
I heard it's a clown show.
See, I was afraid of it. Ryan says he heard it was a clown show. I was afraid of it. I was afraid because Independence Day is so good.
That's a one-off. That movie didn't need a sequel.
It doesn't need it. Yeah, it's a one-off. Such a one. I mean, such a great
Will Smith's so good in that movie. I think that's his best acting performance. But
of every time I've seen Will Smith slug a guy, that's probably the slugging of the alien is a little bit better than slugging of the other guy.
Chris Rock?
The Chris Rock guy. Yeah.
I don't know. That was pretty great.
When you first saw that, did you think it was fake?
No.
I thought it was phony.
So I was working on some – I was in college. I was working on some stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I was watching a football game or something, and it switched to Oscars in the background.
Yeah.
And so I saw it live.
Yeah.
I turned around, and I was like, oh. I thought it might have been a skit.
I thought it was a bit. That's
okay.
What I thought. That's what I'm saying is I thought it was a bit. I thought that Chris Rock is blah blah blah, says something nasty about Jada Pinkett Smith, and he goes up, and I thought it was a fake slap, and everybody's shocked. But then, like 5 seconds later, you see Chris Rock didn't know what to do,
Yeah,
and he's
you
like,
see the stuttering,
the reaction
yeah,
is like, what am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to go on with the show or whatever? And I'm like, oh, my goodness.
This was not planned.
And then Will Smith says, keep my wife's name out of your bleepity bleep, 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 bleep. I'm like, oh, my goodness.
It'd be a nice AI remake if they could put Chris Rock in the alien's place.
You know, I would not be surprised at all if that's happened at some point. Yeah, I'm sure that there's been a meme somewhere of that going on. So the votes are coming in for Miracle, for Stripes, or what was your movie again, Jackson? Hoppers, which is a great patriotic Pixar movie.
Hoppers has 0%.
J1 Nincompoops.
Oh, did he see?
But here, Harper's not there next week, and we tied this week, 2-2. So the trophy stays in producer room with a view. A.
You know, Jackson, considering that you don't have a lot going on, I'm going to go ahead and give this one to you.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I get to keep it over the holiday.
What? What are you talking about over the holiday? Oh, I guess so, because we've got a short week next week.
3-day week.
Are you a fireworks guy? Y'all fireworks people?
Oh, I love fireworks. Love fireworks.
You know, I feel like owning a dog has turned me off the fire. So I have to overcome my aversion of crowds to like anything that involves a crowd. So I use the example of football all the time. I love football so much. I love the Georgia Bulldogs so much that I will overcome my aversion of, 10,000 people, much less 100,000 people, that I'll go to a football game and go see the Georgia Bulldogs whoop up on the Tennessee Volunteers at Neyland Stadium.
You don't have to go anywhere.
I don't.
Light them in your backyard.
No, see, that's what I was about to say. So I like home brew fireworks less than destination fireworks, only because people don't know how to act, man. They don't know when to shut them down. I mean, what time? I'm fearful of asking Jackson this question. What time is shutdown time?
Midnight.
Midnight?
It's July 5th. It's over.
So you're
not shooting at midnight? You're not shooting fireworks on Independence Day anymore. You're just knucklehead on July 5th. So midnight's the cutoff. It's also a holiday.
That's what I was
Nobody's got to work the next day. It's a Saturday this year.
Kids, dogs. I'm thinking 10:30 is fair.
Midnight.
Okay, Jackson's midnight.
Kirby
and I are more like 10:30.
You're a night owl.
I am a night owl. But, what I don't like doing is drugging my dogs constantly because my dogs are so frustrated.
Oh, yeah, Weasley's going to have a tough week, isn't
Mrs. Beasley, whom you have now met.
I've met her before.
On a couple of occasions. And by the way, everyone, if I may, Jackson talks a big game here on the radio, and Jackson says the wrong name all the time about Mrs. Beasley. But I would note that when he saw Mrs. Beasley earlier today, Jackson said her correct name. And I thought it was very sweet of him.
You have no proof of this.
He couldn't look her in the face.
I did say Munford, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Did you hear me?
No.
I kept calling him Munford.
Munson, thank you very much.
I go, come here, Munford, and I would realize it in my head. Because that's his name. He doesn't know his name.
Well, I tried I've told the story before about my embarrassing moment on the beach with fireworks where I hadn't had a Roman candle in my hand in so long that I lit the fuse pointing toward me, which is not the way to do it. And somebody they looked like that. They started yelling at me, and I couldn't really understand what they were yelling, but all I knew is that the way that the people were yelling at me, I really couldn't understand what they were saying.
You knew it was time to drop that firework and run.
I knew it was time to run. And I'm like, I'm not losing a finger. They're yelling in a way that indicates that I'm about to lose a finger. And I dropped all the fireworks and just ran.
Hey, that's smart. You don't want to end up like
every year.
Every year?
Every year, somebody.
You don't want to be a statistic.
No.
Be safe. Be safe when you're shooting fireworks.
Do you like shooting them off yourself?
I love it.
They're expensive, too. Good Lord, they're expensive. I don't understand how so many people in the trailer park can afford those fireworks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe y'all should, save your money and get out of the trailer park. I'm just saying, as opposed to hanging around the trailer park shooting off fireworks. That's just me. 51 after the hour. We'll wrap this up in a moment from Tim's Ford Lake. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hey, I've got to go up and get one of those cards.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for U.S. Pest. U.S. Pest is the #1 pest control company in Middle Tennessee for a reason, because they're the best pest control company in Middle Tennessee. And really, anywhere within the sound of my voice, call J.K. and Erica Brister. They'll come out to your home, and they'll solve your pest issues, or your termite issues for that matter. Here's the deal. You want to make sure that your pets are taken care of. You want to make sure your family's taken care of. And if you have bugs in the yard, if you have pests in the yard, fleas and ticks particularly, they can bring that nonsense inside. I told you guys that I was calling JK about my tick issue because I had a tick that got on me, bit down on me. I had a little white dot on it. I was worried about, what was that alpha-gal syndrome. Luckily, I think I'm all good on that front, but the bottom line is this. I'm not putting up with ticks in the yard. That's why I got JK on the team. JK and Erica can help you out. Give them a call today at 590-1260. That's 590-1260, or online at uspest.com. Once again, uspest.com. Our friends at US Pest want to see you. They want to talk to you, and they want to come out to your home and offer you a free evaluation and a free inspection. If you're unsatisfied with your current pest control company, or if you're simply tired of paying too much, or if you don't currently have one, it's time to call the gang at US Pest. Online at uspest.com. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. A couple of minutes remaining in a fun Friday. I've enjoyed it, and I hope you have as well. And I just wish you the best of weekends. Several of you might have a little time off next week, and I know some of you don't, and we love you and appreciate you too. I know we do, Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we are going to get out of Dodge.
Get the heck out of Dodge and celebrate America's independence in the right fashion. We're going to be celebrating in about 3 minutes. You've got Little Mac on the way?
Little Mac.
It is so good. It is Scotty's version. It's a Big Mac on a pizza.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You should be. I got the famous pickle and bacon pizza. If you've never had it, you got to try it. What's going on with you? How are you? Well, he's the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, come on. You got to have Jackson around. That's exactly right. I do appreciate the folks back at home base, though. Ryan's done a great job today and this week, Ryan. I thank you for everything you brought to the table, my friend. You did a good job. I don't think you won today, though, right?
No, I come in dead last, 8%.
That's tough. Little Jay Harper action today?
Yeah, little Jay Harper. We tied, so I get to keep the trophy.
Are you saying that because Jay's not here next week? Is that right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Look, I don't know what you're doing with that thing. I got one over here. You're going to have to give it to him. I don't know what that's all about.
You.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh,
that's right on time.
Right on time. We got 1 minute to go.
Yeah, you can't drink that for 1 minute.
Okay. I know that's one of those like you had.
One of those non-alky things?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know. It tastes like a milkshake to me. Although it makes my tongue bigger heavy. I've already got tongue problems, Ackman.
Because you bit it.
Good Lord. My tongue needs to rest and relax for a couple of days.
Oh, you know you're not going to do that.
That's what we're going to do. All right, well, thank you all for being a part of the show. We so love and appreciate you. I love and appreciate the United States of America, the greatest country ever conceived by man on God's green earth. We celebrate it every single day, but particularly this time of year as we celebrate American independence. That's going to wrap it up. For Ryan back at home base, for Jay Harper all week long, we thank you. For Jackson Williams here on location at Timms Ford Lake, Matt Murphy speaking and saying, have a wonderful weekend. Hug your loved ones.